gotta leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Bungie, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1. Hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream. Now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems. Topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink. I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her era lord. Call me Levi playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one. I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the blockchain.
Now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1. Hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream. Now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems. Topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like LeBron James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Refuse not falling for the FOMO. Listening to coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they local. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum entities. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I gotta shout out
Started
the
off with a
party.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1. Hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream. Now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems. Topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Freaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in shoes. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. I had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So I had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the drive with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and Steve for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain GM. GM, thanks so much for joining us. If you've already done so, do us a favor, drop us a GM in the chat down below. Then head up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We greatly appreciate it. It does warm up the algo and does us a real solid. You'll also find linked up top the link to our YouTube chat. We're live over on YouTube. You can go get that XP over there. Or if you're on Abstract, you can get maybe some extra XP by tuning into the Abstract chat. We're live on Steve's Abstract. I'll throw that up top today. Steve, looks like you're having some issues with the co-host mute, unmute today. Probably seeing that on your end as well, but we'll get this sorted out. If we need to do a lap, we'll get that done here soon. But as always, I'm Cap, joined by my co-host Steve. Never any financial advice on the show. Crypto's risky. Oh, we're good. Crypto's risky, NFTs are risky. Meme coins, exception risk, and go to zero moments notice. Please don't put any money and can't afford to lose. None of the Steve and I held tokens. We'll talk about it for time. We are not financial advisors. Certainly not your financial advisor. Don't join us for that. Just join us for some fun, some information, and education along the way. Yes, anyone that hasn't got any, like the merch, those are coming from third parties. We don't have the ability to send those out, but we will. We're doing our best to get all that. I'd say probably like 75% of stuff has been sent. We needed to confirm some wallets. We needed to get the all your addresses and stuff over, or your information over to those vendors like Polygon. But yeah, that will be coming. Appreciate the follow up. And DMT something I know is one that has some coming to him today. But yeah, we forgot about you. I think, like I said, the majority of those have been sent out. And if we didn't have your wallet confirmed by the last batch, we'll get you in this batch, assuming we have it today. Just ask for some patience on the merch and stuff, as we don't have the ability to get that sent. But we got you, and appreciate everyone who participated in our badge collecting challenge. GM Steve, how you doing, sir?
GM, good, man. Yeah, working on getting everything out. It's weird my camera is still flashing. It wasn't flashing on other things, so it's a StreamYard thing. It wasn't flashing on, I tested it on StreamYard recording, I tested it on Zoom, so it must be StreamYard Live just flashing my camera for some reason. So every time they toss it an update, there's some new issue that arises. So we'll make it work. But no, I'm just getting excited. It's funny, my just give us a retweet, a comment in the room as we get warmed up. By the way, been a busy couple of mornings out here as we try to my daily dose of financial, daily dose of not financial advice, Kevlev, daily dose of not financial advice. We're trying to make sure we get everything done here. Like Cap said, distributing the prizes. So you saw the DM from the guy yesterday. I let him know, hey, you still in? You're good. It's just we're working on it. And I'm working on a couple more things on my end as well, just to make sure everything gets out the door. But appreciate everyone who tuned in last week for Show 1000. It was pretty awesome. Getting fired up. Got myself into a little bit of a pickle of a no-win challenge this weekend. I took my daughter to get her braces off yesterday, and then I was talking a little bit of trash. Her and her friends are doing an escape room this weekend, and I said, who do you think would do an escape room first, like me or your friends? Assuming she would laugh and be like, it's you. She's like, I think me and my friends. I have smart friends. And I'm like, fuck, she does have smart friends. And I was like, okay, well, what if it's, me, mom, and your brother? And she was like, I still think probably my friends. I was like, and I FaceTime in Scott. And she's like, no, Scott. Because Scott, as you know, Scott Commoner is puzzle master person who actually is a world-renowned puzzle master. So I got in a deep debate with my daughter last night about whether I could FaceTime in my friend or not as a cheat code. But might have got myself into a pickle, not liking my chances there for sure. But how about you, Cap? How you doing this morning?
Doing good. Spent my morning listening to some Fred again, and I butchered the name. I should pull it up just so I can attempt to pronounce it correctly. Yusuki Yukimatsu. Are you familiar?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what those words were. Is that meme going?
Are you familiar with the Boiler Room series?
No.
So Boiler Room,
off the movie Boiler Room.
No, that's what someone else asked me this morning too. Great movie, by the way. If you youngsters out there haven't seen Boiler Room, that's your weekend homework. You need to go watch Boiler Room, the movie. I'm referencing Boiler Room, the I don't know what you would call it. I guess it's sponsored by Budweiser. So I don't know how Budweiser got it, or how, I don't know the originations or how it got started. But it's basically they host a live show, DJs. It's like live DJs. It's on YouTube, and it's gaining popularity. Well, long story short, Yusuki Yukimatsu, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. He did a set earlier this year or last year that just blew up. It's become the biggest set. He's become your favorite DJ's DJ, or your favorite DJ's favorite DJ, basically. The guy was a construction worker in Japan, found out he had brain cancer, quit his job, went all in to become a DJ, and is just up only, has just exploded in the EDM scene and DJ scene. And then Fred again is a former, or I guess still current, YouTube personality turned DJ, maybe one of the hottest DJs, part of ours breakout DJs right now. Long story short, they both have they're probably the top two Boiler Room sets this year, if I were to guess, without looking at numbers, or I'm not deep in that scene at all. I enjoy a good live show from time to time, and those are two that entered my feed. Well, they just played a show together. Fred again's on tour right now. They just played a show together in Glasgow, and it was just electric. So that was in my feed. Watched some of those. Talked in the war room. That's my wish list for Ape Fest. We get that duo. Fred again is releasing a new album right now, and how he's doing it is every Friday he plays a live show somewhere unannounced, and he releases one of the songs during that live show, culminating, I think, with a December album release. So it does line up. An October Friday does line up. Probably unlikely because again they're massive acts right now in that world, and yeah, like I said, it's not something I listen to every day, but for me, a live show, I enjoy a live, an outdoor amphitheater is probably my preference. But these EDM shows, like good ones like this, are I just think they're indescribable. They are absolutely electric. And yes, that's been that, and Aaron Judge hit maybe the greatest home run of all time yesterday.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down about greatest home run of all time. He hit a very big home run that if they lose the series, no one will remember.
I'm not saying like for the circumstances. Yeah, there's obviously greater home runs in terms of like won the World Series. I think of like Joe Carter and I'm drawing blanks, but there's been many better home runs situationally speaking. I don't think there's been another player in Major League Baseball history that could have hit that ball out of the yard and kept it fair. Like he's insane, man. Like the ball, it was 100 miles an hour, high and tight, and he turned on it, took it yard. I truly don't think there's another. It's statistically speaking, it's the only time anyone has ever hit a ball that's been thrown that hard, that far inside, that's ever went yard. So, like statistically speaking, he's the only one who's ever done it.
Yeah, I know. It was a hard pitch to hit. I actually think a guy, especially his size, getting around on that ball, I think it was more than 100 miles an hour. I thought I saw it was
there's no one in Major League history.
Someone said 106, which I think might be high, but like it was like over 100 miles an hour. It was
and high and tight, like inside. No one has ever hit a ball it was faster than 100. No one's ever hit a ball in that area of the strike zone that far in that's been over 100 miles an hour. No one's ever done that.
Yeah,
and the fact it was in the playoffs is, our maybe not the greatest home run. I would say the most difficult pitch to hit a home run on in the history of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one to go. I mean, like I think it was like Ortiz that hit the Yankees. Remember when the Red Sox came back from the Yankees being down? The Yankees were up 3-0 and no one's ever come back from 3-0 before. And I believe that the Red Sox were down like, 2 or 3-0, and Ortiz cranked one in game 4 or something to avoid getting swept, and then they ended up coming back. So I'd say like that home run, orders of magnitude, especially given the circumstance, since it was the ALCS and it was the Yankees Red Sox and it was the biggest comeback ever, probably the biggest one of the biggest, it's up there with the biggest home runs I've seen in my life. But yeah, I mean, it was a crazy home run. It was good for Aaron Judge, who has been a monster this postseason, all things considered. It's not his fault that they are on the brink of elimination still from the Jays.
Maybe it's his fault. Like until the home run, I don't think he's been playing great. But
he's batting 500 in the playoffs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. he's like not the reason. Like this is the one time when it's not like Aaron Judge. I mean, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure he's batting 500 in the playoffs and absolutely crushing right now and raking. And that, like you said, like that was that they were cooked. They were cooked. It was 6-1. I looked and I'm like, oh, it's 2-1. They're still in it. And then I went and like, I don't know. I played like a round of Gigaverse or something, and I came back and I was like, they're down 6-1, cooked. But no, they've got a lot of skills. So yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge is look, he's got one of those things where you get all the benefits of being in New York and all the famous things of being in New York. Like nobody talks about like Big Dumper Cal Raleigh because he's just out there in Seattle just raking right now. Excuse me, which I don't know if you saw this. A guy wore a 61. Cal Raleigh has 60 homers. A guy wore a 61 jersey that said "Dump It Here" on it, like a shirt that said "Dump It Here." And Cal Raleigh raked one that bounced basically off the porch into this guy's lap. Like even the fans, the away fans, Detroit fans were like, "GG's." Listen to this sense of the moment. Now it didn't happen. Now it would have been cool. He got pictures with him after the game and stuff. Dude takes off his shirt, has a shirt that says 62 "Dump It Here" on it underneath. And he looked like he might have had a third shirt on in the close-up, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, playoff baseball, there's nothing like it. I'm sad that the guards are out because like every pitch, everything. But yeah, big move for Aaron Judge because Aaron Judge lives in New York under that guise of like, he's the best hitter in baseball. He's a great player. Hasn't won a World Series, hasn't got it done in the playoffs, has been largely small in the playoffs till now. He's actually played well. Like I said, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure he's playing well this playoffs. Because I feel like he's always I'm trying to do a quick check on that. But yeah, looking good.
Aaron Boone. So we got some home run shout outs in the chat. Aaron Boone, yeah, that was a good one. I mean, the shot heard around the world back in the day. This is probably too old for most of you. That's, I think, largely considered the greatest home run. Although Bill Mazeruki's up there. I mentioned the Joe Carter one. The Kirk Gibson one leg is iconic. Carlton Fisk waving it fair. Obviously Barry Bonds 756.
I almost said Aaron fucking Boone, by the way. That's the one that people usually drop a lot of too. You hear like Aaron fucking Boone. So yeah, that was another one. But yeah, I
he was hitting 444 going into last night's game with no home runs and 2 RBIs in the series. And it was 6-3 when he hit that 3-run home run to tie the game at 6-6. But if not for the Aaron Bleepin Boone home run, Aaron Boone probably wouldn't be the manager of the Yankees right now.
True.
That one hit propelled that man to become the manager of the Yankees. And as a big baseball fan, I think I'm pretty sure Joe Carter's home run is the only home run to end a World Series with a walk-off. So if you're like, there are a lot of iconic home runs, but when you talk about like timing to end the World Series with a walk-off home run, I'm pretty sure Joe Carter's the only person to ever do that.
That's where my brain went first. And that was also like the peak of my baseball fandom. I actually was in Toronto the following year after he hit that. And it's I sat in the literal nosebleed seats. The only ticket we could get at Rogers Stadium, I think. Whatever the
Rogers Center.
And I think it was always that. Whatever the Blue Jays were playing, it was like literal top row. And they so much they have railings in front of each row because it's like straight the F down. Anyways, I digress. A lot of the one thing I did not have on my bingo card this morning, Steve, was we got Jambert opening at House of Blues. True story. I won a Verizon Wireless role-playing competition called Rockstar at the House of Blues. They had the finals at House of Blues. I don't remember what I won, but that's my House of Blues performance, was a role-playing competition way back in the day. But I did not have Diablito as a DJ on his resume. The more you know today, brought to you by Boiler Room and DJs throughout the War Room, or throughout the Coffee with Captain fan club.
Yeah, good stuff. Good interesting talk. We got some crazy EDM talk. We got some DJ talk. We got some baseball talk, which it's hard for me to watch playoff baseball knowing that like the guards are out, and it's the most fun when your team is in the playoffs. It's like playoff hockey and playoff baseball are like the biggest difference from the regular season. Football feels like football. It's a chess match, and basketball feels like basketball. It's a flow game. Baseball and hockey are just different sports. Like you go to overtime hockey in the playoffs and you have a team you root for, you want to throw up constantly. It's just, you want to throw up. And so, yeah, it's just a different sport in the playoffs. And I'm sad that I'm trying to find new teams to root for. Like I can go with the Yankees. Like it's weird. You want to hear the weirdest paradox? I know, Joe, you want to get in here, but the weirdest paradox is grew up a Yankees fan because my dad was a big Yankees fan, grew up going to the, bleacher seats for Mickey Mantle in New York. My brother and I were always dressed up there. My brother went to games. He lives in New York. He's a Yankees fan. And then the Red Sox were really, really kind during everything that went on with my niece before she passed away. And my brother, and the Henrys have been so supportive of my brother. He threw out the first pitch at a Red Sox game. He's been honored on the field before. I got to join him for that at one point. And he's, they've helped him raise millions of dollars. So I kind of root for the Red Sox too. It's like the weirdest, I think, justifiable reason to be both a Yankees and a Red Sox fan, which makes no sense. Like, obviously, I would take the Guards over all of them if I have the choice because it's my hometown team and they never win and it'll be cool. But it's like, yeah, like Yankees Red Sox series, exciting. But if the Red Sox win, I'm in on that, and I love that. Plus, I was rooting for the Red Sox because in about 3 weeks, I'm going to be speaking at Harvard Law School and I'm going to be in Boston. And I was like, man, if the Red Sox are in town one of these days, I could catch a game at Fenway, which I've really enjoyed when I've done before. So it didn't end up happening. So we'll see. But yeah, I'd like to see Yankees beat the Blue Jays. Do absolutely nothing for me outside of their wagon, who I think could potentially Vlad Jr.'s awesome, potentially take on the Dodgers. But it doesn't matter. It's the Dodgers world. We're all just living in it. The Dodgers may not lose a game the entire postseason, and we'll just watch them continue to rake as they get ready to take out the Phillies and take this last iteration of this great Phillies team. Wheeler, Harper, and the like are probably on their last legs, and I think the Dodgers are going to be the death nail. So we'll see. But
are they even the favorites? They didn't even win their division this year, did they?
Dodgers, they kind of like, I would qualify what the Dodgers did this year as they
are the favorites to win the World Series.
They are the favorites because I have bets on them because the bets were the Dodgers or everybody else for a lot of the year. But the thing about the Dodgers is like
How about this? Holy shit. Like maybe it's just my Google. Sorry, I think this is kind of breaking news. It's probably just personalized to me. Making sure there's nothing else up on this.
I'm about to see that you're getting got by some Sora thing here. I'm ready for it.
So,
you know Jake Paul?
It's just favorite to win World Series. Just Googled it. Dodgers per AI. Check this out. Look what prediction market pops up in my, like above the fold, the first one below the AI printout from Google. Look at this.
Is that Myriad? Who is the favorite to win the World Series? I'm going to try it and see what happens. And try it on.
You can buy it right here. Like someone else do this and check me to let me know if it
show up for me. You just said who's? Oh no, Myriad shows up for me too. I'm gonna
insane, man.
I'm gonna go with the incognito window and see what happens because I think it might be because you have some stuff installed.
It's got to be. It's got to be because we're.
It doesn't show up for me at all. This is like when it shows up on very. But that's a cool feature for them.
Good on them for even like however that happens. Like that blew my mind. It would have been cool to see Polymarket or Kalshi there and expected. Mind blown that Myriad is popping on Google when you search something. Like that's a real. I don't know how the hell they did it. That's a big deal.
Last thing I'll say on this, and then we'll go to Joey is I mean that wallet is customized to us based on things that we have in our feed and in our like
cool. The fact that I can Google something and then immediately get prompted to buy it to bet that's pretty sweet.
So my take on that is less than like even more so than that. That's not just cool, but that is a new thing when you talk about. It used to be get people's emails, then it was getting people's phones with SMS. This is a new way you can sort of, if you get people to install the browser extension or be involved in your brand, then you'll show up. So to me, that looks like a new thing that you want. If you are any company in Web3 and you're trying to find ways to do that, like that is a thing. I'm going to do personal deep research on what happened with that today and how that worked. Because it didn't show up in my private browser window, but it showed up on this one. So, I think that's good. But Joey, go ahead and get in here. I know you had your hand up early on, and then we'll get into a couple things. And Joey may even want to stick on stage for my random first topic of the day before we get into some news because I want to get your opinion on something. But Joey, jump in, get in here.
Yeah, last thing on the baseball. The pitch was 99.7 miles per hour. It was 1 point something feet off the center of the plate. I shared it in the war room so you can see. So it is since 2008 when like StatCast started, it's the furthest pitch inside that anyone's ever hit for a home run over 99 miles per hour. So it's incredible that the ball stayed fair. And then also the comment about like Judge in the playoffs, since Judge and Ohtani started going to the playoffs like together, right? Like essentially the same year because Judge has been around longer than Ohtani. Like with the Dodgers, Judge actually has a better stat line, more stolen bases, more home runs, higher batting average than Shohei Ohtani. But Shohei Ohtani never gets talked about as like a playoff choker because everybody around him absolutely rakes in the playoffs. So when you've got other people on your team that are all hitting 180 or 150 or 140, it makes you look that much worse because you're not delivering. Where Ohtani's got Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts absolutely crushing the ball in the playoffs, it kind of hides what his inability has been in the playoffs. Like Ohtani apparently has 0 stolen bases in the playoffs, and Judge has 2. Was like one of the stats I was reading. So
there's definitely
as bad in the playoffs as people say he is. It's just the people around him aren't as good, so it makes him look worse.
Some people may hate it, but the best thing for baseball would be Yankees versus Dodgers in the World Series, and Ohtani and Judge just both have like
monster
records. Yeah, monster series. That would be the best thing to happen for baseball. The two of them go back and forth. It's a 7-game series, and they both put up arguably the greatest stat lines ever in a World Series. Like that I don't expect that to happen, but if it were, like baseball might actually have a breakout. But
yeah, I mean, if the Yankees get past the Blue Jays, I don't really think the Mariners or the Mariners or Tigers are going to put up much of a fight against the Yankees. I think the Blue Jays are probably the toughest team left in the AL.
Yeah, I think probably too. I think the Blue Jays have a shot, but the Dodgers are just not fair. They're just not fair, and it is what it is. And like, I don't even get mad at the Dodgers. I just wish my team would do what they do, which is, you basically end up, you get through one ace, you get to the next ace, you get through one big batter, you get to the next big batter. It's just, they're an absolute, like, they're not fair. And I'm not saying that as a hater. I'm saying that as a jealous fan who says, in a game where you can buy World Series or at least get damn close to it, I wish my team would do the same for sure. So makes me sad.
Clayton Kershaw wasn't even on isn't even on their divisional roster. They have so many good pitchers.
But he's also dust, but he's cooked.
I know, but still. And then also, real quick on the Guardians, did you see Jose Ramirez comment after they lost that series, Steve?
No, I don't even know if I want to hear it.
Basically was like, I took a pay cut on my extension to stay with you guys, and you spent no money to make this team better.
I mean, in fairness to him, the players spent money when they were gambling on games and nearly getting the team basically cooked from the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, he should say that. Hopefully that's not a fake. I mean, it could be. I'm just going to double check. It's not fake news, but it's a and that's Cope because he probably did say it. But hopefully we. I would like to see them try. The problem with baseball teams is it doesn't benefit them to try. It doesn't matter to them to try. And so anyway, I'll get off my soapbox because I'll start getting mad about baseball and
Cleveland's a great baseball city. Like they deserve a good season.
Agreed.
It's a great sports town. Period. Great sports town. It's a great.
We're burying the lead, Steve. Speaking about Cleveland and great sports towns. Any takes on Joe Flacco to the Bengals to save our Jamar Chase and T Higgins bags for best ball?
Okay, we need to. I know we need this one.
We're 11 minutes past cold open, but
what in the fucking world are Bengals are so cheap they won't trade for third string Jameis Winston to sling the ball?
My brother sent me a text the other. He's like, "This is such a Bengals move. What WTF?" He lives in Cincinnati. He's a Bengals fan. I was like, "Yeah, it's dumb for the Bengals, but." I love it for fantasy because Flacco is just going to the guy can't move. They can't run the ball. Like Bengals. He's
going to die. He's going to die. How is he going to survive behind that offensive line?
Joey,
he's going to be in shotgun every play, and he'll throw the ball in like 1.5 seconds. And he's probably going to pepper Chase and Higgins with 15 to 20 targets a game. Like it's going to be ugly. He's going to throw the ball every time. He's going to have a lot of interceptions. He's going to have multiple games where he'll throw for like 350 yards on 50 passes, have 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He is like the old man Jameis. Like he's going to do the same thing Jameis was. He's just not as good or doesn't have, quite the arm strength and physical talents as Jameis.
No,
but he's got the brain and he's got the same mentality where he's a gunslinger. He's just going to they're going to throw. They can't run the ball at all. Sorry if you have what's his name, Chase Brown, but the Bengals are Browning was awful and wasn't even attempting to make throws. Like he just sucked. Like Jamar Chase was like borderline not even startable after being the 1.01. Now
he has more solo tackles than Micah Parsons.
Now Chase is at least a top 10 wide receiver again.
No, we'll see how this plays out. I actually agree with Joey very much, which Joey and I disagree regularly on sports. I literally looked at my wife last night and I was like, he's going to die. Like he's going to die because Joe Flacco is made of cement and they have a horrible offensive line.
Someone actually said, I was listening to a podcast this morning and they said, not meaning it that way, but they said, hopefully Flacco can survive the rest of the season. And the thought that entered my brain is like, yeah, hopefully he doesn't get like literally killed on the field because the line is that bad and he can't move.
Yeah, he's dead. So I think like we can get deeper in that.
Let's say he may get injured.
Sorry, I don't want to say that. I love Joe Flacco.
What is Kalshi or Myriad or Paul could say how many games Joe Flacco lasts before getting hurt? What's the over-under on that?
2 quarters.
Random request on the Myriad, that screenshot thing. Does anyone know, just real quickly, so I don't have to search it, how I flip my browser back to off of dark mode so I can take a screenshot? I do it on my phone all the time, but how do I go from dark mode to light mode on Chrome browser?
I don't know. I'm just in dark mode because
help me with this. Back
it's
to you,
dark like my cold.
You click in the top right where your profile is. You click that, go to settings, and then in the settings right there, there'll be an option for dark mode and light mode when you go into like your general settings of Chrome.
Cap's got a farm. He's a farmer now. He's got to hit the timeline with the Myriad. But
I got never mind. Can't say yet. Just had an exciting meeting yesterday. Speaking of, never mind. We'll come back to this.
All right.
I need to think through what I can speak of and what I can't, and probably just best to zip it for now. But excited on the InfoFi front. I feel we've evolved.
Yeah, Cap and I both interesting. I'm interested to hear about that. But do us a favor, like, retweet, comment to the room. We won't just talk about Joe Flacco and whether he's going to get absolutely just destroyed in the backfield or not too much. I think it was a horrible trade. I don't care. The Browns get rid of good. It doesn't do anything for it. I just don't think. I think there are better options. And again, I'm not just trying to be a Jameis homer.
Oh, I 100% agree. I would much rather see Jameis in Cincinnati, hands down. But if the Giants won't let him go or the Bengals wouldn't pay for him, next best option for what's on the market, I truly think I'd rather see Flacco than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, there's some other guys even, but that's a whole nother discussion to go into. It definitely more Joe Flacco than Kirk Cousins though, but it doesn't, neither one. I don't think this is the move for them. Ravens might have wanted to trade for him just for funsies because they have an offensive line and whatever, but it doesn't really fit their offense. So maybe the Ravens will trade for Shedeur Sanders and we'll just get all the divisional trades going to try to make it work. But Cap, I want to get your opinion on something. As we get into it, there's some news headlines and things today. You have a crypto debit card, is it? What do you have as far as crypto cards?
Yep, just Coinbase debit card.
Got it.
So I earn 4%, which I know is not great. I don't keep a ton of cash in there, but I have 4% on USDC, and then I get 2% ETH back on any spend. And yours is now what, 4% Bitcoin back on your credit card?
So not quite. So I want to talk about this. So I
don't, again, there's other better rewards out there, both on yield and cash back. I've shared before, but it's just a simple way for me to do a little dollar cost averaging into ETH. I don't even have to think about.
I want to get your,
it's not like, it's not tens of thousands of dollars, but it's well over $1,000 I've got back in ETH that it's ETH I wouldn't have bought if it wasn't for that cash back.
So very similarly speaking, so I signed up for the Coinbase One card yesterday. I had signed up for it when I initially got approved, and then I had a credit freeze that I had put on when there was some fraud attempt stuff. So then I went ahead and reapplied to get the Coinbase One credit card and got it.
What's APR on that?
So APR doesn't matter. You mean what do I earn in cash back, or do you mean APR?
What's your rate? What do you pay?
You're
just going to use it paid off every month?
I pay it off every month. I don't.
I'm just curious.
It's high. I don't know. I honestly, this is going to sound horrible. I never look at APRs because I never spend what I can't pay off. So for me, APR.
That's part.
Yeah, APR is not a concern for me because any credit card I have, I pay off on a monthly basis, and that's.
I'm just curious how competitive they're entering the credit card market.
Yeah, so I don't know, and it's crazy. It's interesting. It's a real conversation. I think it's not even about being spoiled or privileged. The truth is I just don't spend enough that it's going to matter because I'm very careful about managing my expenses and not spending more money than I have. It was something that my parents and my grandparents hammered into me. But I want to show you two separate options here and get your take on which one is better. Okay. So credit card number one here, I'll share my screen, is the Gemini card. Gemini card is 4% back on gas, EV, and transit. Now, bear in mind, I have one electric car and one gas car. So I'm not spending a ton on gas on a monthly basis. We don't drive that often and that far. 3% back on dining. I go out, but I don't go out to eat that often. 2% on groceries, 1% on everything else. So that is card number one. Card number two is this Coinbase card, and I can only find the terms here. So I'll go ahead. Card number two is you get 2% if eligible if you have basically AOP is assets on platform. So if you have under $10,000 on Coinbase, you get 2%. If you have between 10 and 50,000, you get 2.5. 50,000 to 200,000, 3%, and then you have to have greater than 200,000 to get 4%. So the 4% is not a given, but I think a lot of people in crypto probably fall in that 2.5% range, where maybe you have some ETH, some staking, maybe some Bitcoin, whatever. I'm going to fall barely in that 2.5%. Just I can make that happen as far as that savings account goes. So I'm probably going to earn 2.5%. So if you do the math on that, I'm earning 2% on my Fidelity card. 2.5% means I'm getting a 25% boost in money, but you need to have assets on platform. So if I was able to get myself to $50,000 on Coinbase, then I'm going to be able to earn 3% cash back, which would be a massive jump as well, 50% jump. So that's coin number one. Number two, again, for me, credit card number one is the Gemini card. I ended up going with the Coinbase card, so I made my decision.
Well,
I
I don't know how much you're spending, but they also, I just noticed they cap the cap it at $10K a month in spend.
Which won't come into play for me. Like, I don't spend 10K on a credit card in a month. I don't spend 5K on a credit card in a month. So, like, to me, it's just cash back on, like, to me, like, I looked at it like a consistent 2.5% versus I think this number would come down to a lot less because I buy groceries regularly. That's 2%, which is lower. I buy everything else regularly. That's 1%. That's going to bring it down. My dining isn't going to be a high expenditure that's going to matter. And my gas and EV is not going to be a high expenditure. So this is one of those sneaky cards that I think most people are going to come in 2% or lower in their overall spend, or just, right around there, versus the 2.5% flat I liked. Both of them are in Bitcoin. Both of them go back into sort of creating a savings account. So I'm doing it. But I'm curious if you have an opinion on which one you go with, knowing that, one of them goes 4.32, but it's 4.3 on like gas and, EV, which is like if you plug your EV in somewhere. Dining. Now, if the EV would somehow take the garage charging I do and charge towards it, sure. But like gas and EV, dining, and then it's groceries and everything else is 2 and 1%. I'm going Coinbase because the solid 2.5%, and maybe if I get lucky on a windfall, I can move it up to 3% regularly. But what is your take on that? And is this a thing you would be? I know you already have one, but one you would potentially be looking at? Because to me, this Coinbase 2.5% is going to replace my Fidelity card for that bucket of spending.
Yeah, I should probably switch to the Coinbase One card. It's Amex as well, right?
It's Amex, I believe. I'll double check. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So it's powered by their network, but it says providing Amex benefits such as retail, travel protection, like extended warranty and trip cancellation insurance, which you do not get if you purchase with a debit. So I don't use that card for like travel and other stuff. Like, would you get lounge access, you think, with this? Like, is it full? Is there any limitations on the Amex perks? And are you paying annually, or is it just you because you have a Coinbase One membership, you're covered? There's no extra annual fee for this card, or there is?
There is not, that I'm aware of anyway.
Seems like a legit card then.
So yeah, to me, it was a pretty legit card. I don't pay for my Fidelity card, but it's 2%. But I might get rid of that one altogether because, yeah, it puts cash back into my Fidelity card, and I've used that to invest. But like, I'm interested in continuing to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I have, more Bitcoin than the average human being when you look at the population. But in crypto, I'm probably underexposed to Bitcoin as I DCA like $50 a week, and I have some here and there, but like not nearly as much as I'd like. I have some of my 401k exposed, but like gives me another DCA into Bitcoin, which I like, basically an automatic investment. And again, for me, like 2.5%, or if if I'm able to get myself to that 3%, it will be awesome. But, it's like the opportunity to get that level of return, because again, I don't spend $10,000 a month. So that max doesn't matter. I don't spend $5,000 a month on a credit card. I buy what I can pick and choose and make it go and get paid off on a regular basis. By the way, speaking of Coinbase One, if you have Coinbase One and you have not connected to OpenSea, there's a shipment, I believe, going out in the next couple of days, it sounds like. I know.
I think it's a snapshot maybe today, actually.
Yeah, I believe the snapshot is today. So make sure
mark this down, October 8th. October 8th, 8:38 a.m. For the first time, I know something more about OpenSea's farming than Steve does.
Yeah, I think it's a snapshot coming in today, and then coming in and then like the other thing about the Coinbase credit card, which I'm going to be pissed if I missed, is somebody said there's a soulbound token that comes with it when you get it, which Base is doing an airdrop. I don't know, like the SBT might be interesting. Well,
that's the other reason to get these cards and why you might want to get multiples right now. Here's the key thing. We talk about not financial advice. This is financial advice. If you're going to get the Coinbase One card, you're going to get the Gemini card, you're going to get the MetaMask card, and you're going to rack up spending to get points, do what Steve said. Only spend what you can pay off in full at the end of the month. The variable APR on the Coinbase One card is 19.9 to 29.9%. Yes, can you make more yield in crypto than 30%? You can, but please don't rack up tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars at 30% interest. Like, don't do that. Just use them only what you can pay off in full every month, and then rinse and repeat. Do it again the next month. Keep racking your points that way. don't rack up a giant bill that you can't pay off. You're unlikely that any rewards or airdrop you get is going to offset that 30% interest.
Yeah, that's we'll go to Joey in a second here, but yeah, that's my that's always my thing is like people ask about credit. Like I used to give mad advice on credit cards to people, and it depends on your situation, where I would have like, I keep a Target card because Target card's 5% back at Target. It's free money. We go to Target a lot. Kohl's for when we use it, 5% back on Kohl's. Great. You're not going to beat that. Amazon card for everything I buy on Amazon, 5% cash back. So those three are like my go-tos on specific situations. I have a Marriott card for when I stay at Marriott's because it just earns me more points. Probably going to get rid of that one, though, because I don't stay enough to make it worthwhile. Although, for what it's worth, my hotel in Boston, I'm getting for free. There's another hotel that I'm going to next year. I'm getting for free. So I am like doing those as far, not for free being points. I have my Delta card, which I use when I fly because it gets me, quicker status and miles. So I have all those that are specific scenarios. And then my everything else card, after my Delta card, my everything else card is my Fidelity card, which is 2% cash back into my Fidelity account. Well, now I'm going to get 2.5% back in Bitcoin. And if I believe in Bitcoin, if I think Bitcoin could be $1 million asset, people are flying to gold at all-time highs, by the way, huge. It's like if I'm going towards Bitcoin, well, to me, like getting 2.5% into Bitcoin, which could have a, 2, 3, 5, 10x multiple from here if people believe it in the next 5 years. It's like that's a pretty good savings mechanism for me to continue to build wealth as we move on. So I do have a lot of credit cards, Kevlev, but like really not when you think about it, because I only use my Target card when I go to Target because it's a no-brainer. It's 5% cash back. Again, what's the alternative to that? I earn less cash back with a different credit card. Kohl's card, I don't shop at Kohl's very often, but I don't buy expensive clothes. So like, again, 5%. Amazon, I think everybody uses Amazon a ton. If you can pay off your credit card, Amazon card is like free money because you're basically like getting cash back on things that you're buying on Amazon. Delta for flying, Marriott for staying, and then the last one is just, again, for general spend purposes. Like, because if I use any of these in other situations, I am losing wealth. And as mentioned, my credit card bills aren't even $5,000. I don't spend that much money on things. So because I don't spend that much money, it's like something I can pay off on a relatively regular basis. I live within my means. So those credit cards are basically all either money earners or money savers for me in various ways. Or in the case of the Delta card, as an example, I get more miles, which eventually gets me free trips, which eventually gets me, gets me benefits like the lounge, which is pays for itself because when I travel from a small city and a small shitty airport, which means that I got to go to a lot. I mean, it's a fine airport. It could be worse, but like, when I go to a hub city, if I'm there for a couple hours, I can get work done in the lounge, right? And so like that's helpful for that. Plus the extender on miles gets me better status. So board the plane first, get upgraded, all those good things. So, like it is a lot when I say it out loud, but it's also so purpose driven that like I don't go to Target super often. I don't go to Kohl's super often. I do use Amazon pretty often. So just kind of spreading those out, I think is a thing I do. And like I said, I used to talk to people regularly about doing this because I think it is such an important, I just think it's an important thing to understand how to manage it. The most important thing is don't take out more debt than you can pay on a credit card on a monthly basis, because otherwise you are losing wealth, net wealth. But if you can pay off what you do, having them stacked in the proper way is like a cheat code to create wealth, create opportunity, and save money. Because if you spend, a couple $100 at Target, it's $10 free every single month. So it's just, like that adds up $120 a year, could be more. So, adds up pretty quickly. But Joey, I see you have thoughts. I know you're a big credit card guy as well. So let's go Joey. And then I want to get Cap's take on his credit card stack and see what he's working with. But Joey, get back in here.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I'm a big credit card hack guy. I've got a lot of credit cards, all for different purposes. Like I have a Sam's Club credit card. I have a BJ's Club, a Costco. I have 2 Discovers. I have 3 Wells Fargo. I've got JetBlue, United, Delta, Southwest, Spirit. Like I don't even know how many. I'd have to go count where I'm at right now, because every card has a purpose, and you should take advantage of those benefits. My question for you, Steve, is I know that Coinbase One has a monthly cost. So I'm assuming
$20.
You got, what is it?
Yeah, Coinbase. It's $20 a month, but like the Coinbase One,
Does Gemini have a cost or an
it's not
annual
for the
fee?
card, but it's not for the card. It's
for Coinbase One, which you also get free trades up to I think your first 10K in swaps and.
But you can't get the credit card unless you have Coinbase One, right?
Correct.
That is correct, but
So essentially you're paying an annual. So like essentially you're paying like whatever it is, $250 annual fee for the credit card, but it also comes with all these other benefits with Coinbase One.
$480 a year, but I pay that fee without even using the Coinbase One card, and it's It's worth it.
It pays for itself.
Yeah,
it pays for itself if you cash out. Like Cap and I get paid. Like just to give an example, Cap and I get paid in crypto, and
I'll still Coinbase do my swap there. Sometimes it's stupid because they're the spread, but I never pay any swap fees.
We don't pay. Not only do we not pay swap fees,
because of the Coinbase One membership, correct?
Correct.
But also like cash out fees. I believe if you cash out, like I don't know if there's an option anymore, but there used to be. It used to be like maybe they've made it so you can have a few days swap on non-Coinbase One, but at least when I got Coinbase One, swapping out of Coinbase One, meaning I had to cash out into my bank account, I would pay this exorbitant fee to go to my bank account. Now my bank account is just like it just goes with no problem. There's no fee. It's free.
Free to off ramp. Free to swap and free to off ramp.
And better staking numbers too. So statistically better staking numbers. The other thing is when you deposit, there's a fee in Coinbase. So I used to put $52 in as a weekly deposit in Coinbase because I would get $50 in Bitcoin for that. Now I get $52 because there's no fee for me on that deposit, where there used to be deposit fees when you would like buy Bitcoin on an automatic buy. They'd be like, all right, well, there's this like whatever percentage fee. So like I did the math based on what my DCAs are, based on the staking, and based on the cash outs, and like I save more than $250 on all those things with those fees by having Coinbase One. So I gladly pay for Coinbase One and the benefits it has. Also going to get me a shipment in OpenSea today now that I've connected it. So I think those things are all going to play. So yes, I'm paying for Coinbase One, but I was paying for it gladly before the credit card. The credit card's a bonus. So the credit card actually gives me an extra incentive to pay for Coinbase One because let's say I'm at 2.5%. Well, that half percentage that I make, if you do the math on that over the course of a year with how much I spend on it, is more money that's paying towards my Coinbase One fee. So gladly pay for that one as far as it goes. So I pay for it for a different reason on the service. But yeah, so there's a variety of like hidden fees and things that you get paid back on that one. So yes, there is a Coinbase One fee, but it has nothing to do with the credit card that I'm paying it. And especially with the industry Cap and I are in right now, like it's just illogical otherwise, because Coinbase, my on-ramp, my swaps, my everything, if that makes sense.
You don't pay your bill. You can also pay that Coinbase One bill, the monthly statement. You can pay it in USDC. So you don't even have to off-ramp, which is also a small perk.
Yeah. So
sounds like I need the JetBlue card, though. I'm flying JetBlue for the first time in December. Teacher Katie says pays for most of her flights through the JetBlue card points. I'm not a JetBluer, so I'm assuming then, Teacher Katie, you are a fan of JetBlue and have not had any issues on their flights. I'm my first JetBlue experience in December, heading to Puerto Rico.
JetBlue is awesome.
Yeah,
I would highly recommend JetBlue. I mean, listen, if you're using anything for the first time, it makes sense to open the credit card because almost every credit card has 10,000, 5,000, 50,000, 25,000 bonus points or miles when you spend so much money. So it's like a no-brainer if you're gonna fly on an airline or stay at a hotel, just use that credit card for that trip to spend $1,000 or $2,000, whatever that minimum is, to earn those bonus points, and it'll probably get you a free plane ticket or a couple free night stays or whatever it is. And then if you don't want to use it beyond that, you just cancel it, or you just hold it until it closes itself, or spend $5. Like I got an email that was like, hey, we're going to close your credit card because you haven't used it in a while. So I went and bought like batteries for $5 to make sure they didn't close my credit card. And then I just immediately paid it off when I got home. And it also helps because, you know, the threshold for credit usage is 30%. So the more open credit you have, even if it sits there with a zero balance, it helps keep your credit threshold below 30%, which is a positive thing on your credit report.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing to pay attention. It's funny. It's definitely something you want to pay very, very close attention to and make sure you're doing it. But as Cap said, I think a key important thing to say is make sure you are paying off on a regular basis. If you are not, then you are not. You are basically putting yourself.
Their 20 to 30% interest is far greater than any rewards they're giving you back. So just you're losing the game. You're doing it wrong if you're not paying off those balances and just chasing rewards like that. I will say,
Cap, what do you have to do for the Coinbase One thing on OpenSea?
I don't know. I tried to do it yesterday. You have to ask to connect to my Coinbase. It gave me a QR code. I couldn't get that to work. I was getting an error and I got frustrated and gave up. So I'm going to try it again today.
Yeah,
you're poking the bear though. I'm about to go on an OpenSea rant, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. We're all vibes up this morning. We're all vibes up this morning.
I'm not going to encourage everyone to give all their KYC information to OpenSea and connect all that stuff. All your NFT trading to your Coinbase and all those government records. And I'm not gonna encourage that. But as Steve said, if you do want to connect that for that extra 5% XP, I do believe the deadline is today.
Yeah, I think I think that there's it just depends on your look. I mean, depends on your perspective on things. Like, I understand why people don't want a KYC or why they were like, KYCing is not for me, yada yada yada. That's cool. I mean, to me, I'm like, I've KYC'd enough places. I've been doxxed since day one, so I'm not like super worried about like what that looks like for me personally. So, like to me, it's like, hey, get a shipment, make it work. Already have this thing. So anyway, we ride. But was curious your take on that credit card thing, Cap, because I signed up for Coinbase One credit card. I am I'm a Coinbase user regularly, so why the heck not? Get the thing going. But so you're thinking about Coinbase One credit card then?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I need to look into it. Probably sounds like a no-brainer. I will say, last thing on the travel topic and the card topic, the JetBlue flight was a third of the cost. For a direct flight, was a third of the cost of the Delta flight with a connection.
Are you flying Mint, Cap?
What does that mean?
I'm flying JetBlue. I don't know what Mint means.
Mint is JetBlue's version of first class.
They don't.
It's far less expensive than like normal first class, but it's way better than any first class you'll ever fly.
Yeah, but it's only unlimited flights. This is the downside. I mentioned I'm not bougie, but my girlfriend kind of is, and is like, she travels like Steve. So yeah, we had to settle for their even more, I think it's called. So it's like their version of business class, but there was basically no first class available on these flights. So we get, extra leg room and three free drinks, and it's like fake first class basically.
Yeah,
Mint's only available for their cross country, but I would think Florida to Vegas.
I guess it's not international. No, I'm flying Florida to San Juan, and so I guess it's not counted as international because it's Puerto Rico, but yeah, anyway. So, but you're saying Mint is worth it when available. Got it. Yeah, the more you know today on crypto credit cards and maximizing those rewards. What else is on your tick list today, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, that was one I definitely want to make sure I hit on this morning. I don't know.
Guess today, right? Tomorrow?
Yeah, guess tomorrow. VFriends, we're gonna have Andy from VFriends on as well. I have a couple things on my list, but why don't we do this? Let's run a daily market update, and then from there we can figure out from daily market update we can figure out what's some other things to talk about, because I have a couple other things on my list, but I think it makes sense to do that. Does that work?
Yep, let's do it.
The daily market update straight to your brain. Powered by ApeCoin, no hype, just gains. Moving on ApeChain, we bringing the heat. NFTs, fence alpha, never miss a beat. ApeChain on top, now we bringing the flex. The home of NFTs, please now what's next? Come on, my head top, but you want the time to chop cough for one time.
It's time for the daily market update powered by ApeCoin, the home of NFTs, the home of Project Raid, bringing ApeCoin to Solana, Hyperliquid, and more? ApeChain has it all, bringing fun, culture, and community to the blockchain. Dive in and see why ApeChain is on top. Cap, what's the market looking like today?
Yep. Speaking of ApeCoin, down a couple percent on the day, but still remains up on the week, almost 2%. If we head over to our majors here, we've got, bear with me. we're right across the board. I don't know what the hell happened to ETH. I said in the work, can we just have at least like a week of a bull market? The 2-3 day runs are frustrating, but nevertheless, Bitcoin down 1% to 122,777, ETH down 5%, 44.83, XRP down 3% to 288, Solana down 4% to 221, Doge down 5%, Cardano down 4%, still holding the peg there between in the 80-cent range. Rune's bleeding out. Meme Core continues to trade inverted to the rest of the meme market. Pepe down 7%, Sheeb down 5%, that meme core up 4%, Pep Pump Fund down 7%, and Pingu down 5%. So ApeCoin being down 2%, kind of a winner in the memes on the day. I should go look at Rect, but I'm that's out of sight, out of mind for now because I'm not making the move. Making a only time when I see people really fudding it on the timeline, I'll buy a little dip, but not thinking about selling anytime soon. Looking at NFTs, I'll let you guess, Steve. Which one do you think had an NFT strategy launch yesterday? It wasn't DX Terminal, as we know. That is the most popular OpenSea farm. Which one do you think dropped yesterday?
Was it Checks yesterday?
It was supposed to drop yesterday. It did not. Jack Butcher has apparently requested custom contracts, so they switched.
It wasn't Goblin Town, right? Goblin Town ate shit, but it wasn't Goblin Town, right?
Goblin Town was 2 days ago. Yesterday was Max Payne and Friends by Xcopy. It did run up. It's pulled back 24%. Still hovering just below 1 ETH floor. Crazy volume, 30,000 ETH. But you want to speak about crazy volume? In Xcopy edition, the last selfie, there's one of 10 of there's 10 of those. One of those 10 sold yesterday for over $3 million, smashing records for an edition. Just absolutely insane. It was 2.6 million plus a hoodie CryptoPunk traded for that one of 10. Let me just pull it up. If you had not seen it, it is arguably the greatest. Well, it is not even arguably. It is now the greatest addition in all of NFTs. Last selfie sold for 2.6 USD plus the CryptoPunk was a hoodie punk, hence getting the little aggressive calling the hoodie punk worth $900,000. But you could easily say it's a $400,000 punk, so well over 3 million for this last selfie, one of 10. The interesting thing, and I do agree, is that Cosmo and most of the other 9 holders of the last selfie all saw this offer. It was a collection offer, and all turned it down. Just bananas for a 1 of 10. But Xcopy is a 1 of 1. Back to the NFT update though. Checks down a little bit in advance of the strategy launch. Moonbird's back up 2.89% to 3.2. Far World popping on volume. Pudgy Penguins down 3%. Apes down 2%. Little Pudgy's down 4, almost 5%. Good Vibes down a percent, 1.77, but holding on to that 0.70 floor. And their strategy, I think, is tomorrow or Friday. I love Good Vibes. I love the team. I hold 2 of those. I'm probably going to sell at least one of them into the pump if we get one. That thing runs up over an ETH on when strategy drops. I'm going to let at least one of them fly. How are you playing the Good Vibes strategy launch this week, Steve? Millennium's also down 7%. That's our daily. ApeChain on top, home of NFTs, and the raid challenge. We got it. We should make this part of our recurring segments, and I will get your take on there on Good Vibes Club. But we got to give the update, and it's still Tebow 1. I'm 2. You're 3. Grateful is Grateful and Josh Ong and Squiddy all right on our heels though. Looking at that top 3, but that's our ApeCoin raid update brought to you by ApeChain.
Yeah, I will.
We do have a guest today. Never mind. We do have a guest. Go ahead. Finish your thought. We do have a impromptu special guest here in a second.
Oh, if we have an impromptu special guest, then I will. Yeah, I mean, I'll give my thoughts on that. I mean,
my brain just isn't fully functioning yet, but I knew we had something today. You mentioned guest earlier, got my brain spinning a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, Grateful's cooking. I think Grateful and Tebow are strong info fires. You're becoming one as well, as far as like getting a lot of content out there. You're definitely doing your work as well. I'm probably slacking a little bit. Like I'm more of a, I will shoot a shot I shot just one random one this morning that was just blatant. That happens from time to time. But generally speaking, I will fire a shot that's like a video or a longer kind of thought piece that kind of includes the keywords, which is like legitimately being honest about it. Not saying they aren't, but like grateful I gave him I'm probably going to regret giving him coaching on this a couple weeks ago, because he went from non-existent to top 100 to top 50 to top 20. And now he's probably going to flip me in the next 48 hours or so. Tebow's down to close to 10% mind share on there and absolutely cooking. So hopefully I'm able to make a little bit of a recovery and stay top 3. Still 2 weeks left, so plenty of time left to go on that. But Good Vibes Club, I'll give you an answer on that one real quick. I do wonder if these strategies become, again, we talk about NFTs like meme coins becoming less and less of a pump and less of an opportunity. I do wonder if the good buy pump already happened. I mean, obviously, there's going to have to be some sort of action that goes into this in the next, however much time.
I mean, there's going to be a pump unless people sell off before the pump. It just has to pump. Like, it doesn't have to pump. There is going to be buys. The thing's going to launch. It's going, like, how this works, if you're not familiar, this flywheel strategy launches. It launches at a very low market cap, like 5K or 50K, but there's a 95% tax at launch. That buy and sell tax. So you're paying well over whatever market cap it launches at. The idea is to limit snipers and bots. That tax decreases 1% every minute, I believe, until it settles at 10%. So launch is kind of hectic. There's a lot of volume, people trying to get in. Every trade generates fees. Those fees go into the contract. Then the contract buys good vibes with those fees. So like what we saw with Goblin Town is I think they bought 600 goblins. Now Goblin Town started at 0.2, so it wasn't as expensive as Good Vibes Club. But let's just do the math there. It's not quite 4x. So let's say, let's just say it's 100 Good Vibes Club that the strategy contract buys. Those are like 100-ish, somewhere between 50 and 200 Good Vibes Club are going to be bought by this contract when the thing launches. Now, either two things are going to happen. Either everyone going into it is going to sell immediately when it launches, which would just be dumb, or they're going to wait until the thing starts generating fees and starts making buys, and then they're going to list. Or they've already laddered up their listings. There's probably a sell wall, I'm assuming. I haven't dove that deep into it yet. There's likely a sell wall, and if you're trying to get out, you probably want to have your thing listed below that sell wall so that the strategy contract buys your NFT. Because after, I mean, it continues to generate fees. People are still selling and buying, but it's really the most volume. Most of these collections are going to see is probably in the first 24 to 48 hours of their strategy dropping.
Yeah. So that's where I'm like, I'm probably going to play it that way, which I have a couple. I might get one more potentially, depending on how I'm feeling about it, and then list that. And I'm going to probably list them on a ladder of a number, which is probably going to be below what I could have made, but probably going to be comfortable within that range is what I was going to say is my thinking. So to your point, like, right now the floor is 0.7. Let's say the floor runs to like 0.85. I'm making it up. I don't know what the number is going to be when they do it. Like, depends what the wall is, depends how many people have listed. I'm probably going to try to list comfortably within those, because I've seen enough bouncing around on these things where they've gone up and down violently in the past few days based on what people are looking at. So, my feeling is probably, do a token swap, to get a little bit more exposure to these, because I do have some, some cash I could kind of toss towards, towards one more of these, and then I'll list a couple of them and keep my one that I'm really happy about and try to like play it on the way up and just even turn a slight profit, because again, I'm trying to like delta neutral OpenSea rewards as much as I can. Obviously it's going to be a general like spend of some sort, but trying to handle as much of those as I can with 1 week to go in that chest to see what I get. So we'll see, man. I'm gonna I'm curious how you're gonna play it. Like I said, I have one that I want to keep, one that I probably want to list, and I might get one more that I want to list between now and then. And then I'm probably literally going to ladder them at like 0.75 and like 0.82 or something, and just like let it run. And if it runs to 1.2 ETH and I missed out on a 50% gain, I can live with that if I'm taking a profit. And then let the strategy play out. And again, that's why we say not financial advice, because look, I'm not great at this. I am underwater on paper from a number perspective. Now, not tons, like a couple $100 here and there, but like I'm underwater on a mythic, a badass looking mythic, and 2 oddities, because on the token announcement, Cook, I was like buying and selling into that and like kind of playing that wheel. And then after about an hour, they crashed again. So I'm back to where, I'm a pretty, like I bought like one oddity for like 0.33. And right now the top offer or the collection floor is 0.30. So that's like, probably about $150, down on that one. And so, the another one, I'm down, about $100. And then on my mythic, I would say I am down, let's see. I'm pretty close to even on the mythic where the floor is. But after fees, I'd be down. So I'm down like $50 on my mythic. So down a few $100 on those. So the point being, I don't want to play this game too tightly because I've already gotten burned on a couple. And I want to make sure that I'm playing it smart. So yeah.
Floor up almost 30% in the last week. So the pump has occurred. I do believe there will be another short-term pump once the strategy goes live. I was kind of thinking they could get up over an ETH. There's a lot of listings. It's 13% listed. This is the sell wall here. So you can see there's 42 listed in the 0.7 to 0.705 range. There is 97 listings at 0.75 to 0.8. 0.8 to 0.85 is 49. And you can see here those groupings as well. Actually, a little wider range on those, but basically between 0.7 and 0.95, there's nearly 400 listings.
So wait, how many are listed? What was that first number you said was listed between 0.7 and what was that?
0.75.
Okay, 0.75. Got it. Okay. I thought you said 0.705, and I was like, oh my God, like everybody's just listing like.
I might have said 0.7. I might have said 0.705. I meant 0.75. But yeah, 42 listings in that first 0.05 tier. But if you look at like just to get up to 0.95, it would take almost 400 sales and 325 ETH.
So we're probably about there. Like, I can't see it based on those numbers you said. I can't see it going over 0.8 then. Like,
it'd take a lot to get past 0.75, 0.8. It'd take a lot to get past 0.8. Yeah.
So in that case, I'm not even sure if I'm going to play this game at all. Then I may just put where I am, because I was considering buying one off the floor and like listing it a little bit higher. But
here, I think you're risking. Like, I don't know. The move would have been a week ago, right? To play the NFT game. Here's what I will say. Ty and Chris seemingly are pretty deep in this. They're fans of strategy. They've been talking about it. I expect them to do a little something different. We've seen Meebits really lean into it, and that market responded well to that. We've seen Jack's doing something different, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. We've seen I'm drawing a blank here. Obviously Moonbirds and Spencer, and even Goblin Town. I mean, they did a little something different with how they were buying and burning the NFT with the fees they got. So there could be something like I don't expect this. Good Vibe Clubs is a different category. I think most of these strategies eventually bleed out to zero. I think a few will make it, and I do think it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out long term. And if it's a big if, but if the flywheel sticks and there's other stuff that creates organic demand that isn't just strategy buying, things could get pretty silly for any of these. I do think that's a big if. And I think a lot of these launches will be short-term pumps if they get it. And I think there's a lot, not as many in Good Vibe Clubs, although the unique holder count's 27%. I don't think there's as many in that collection that are looking for exit liquidity as maybe, say, Goblin Town holders were. I could be wrong, but that's just my read on sentiment.
Yeah, possibly. I definitely think I think that is if you're talking about like a stronger sort of community and sort of what they're putting together and sort of stronger founders that care about it, like, I mean, what we saw yesterday, and again, I'm not like knocking this, but we talked about it yesterday, is Goblin Town ripped up, went down. I'm not sure. And like, I think they try to have some fun. I don't think they've overpromised anything. It was a free drop, all that good stuff. They try to play some games, but I don't look at Goblin Town in the same category of this. And, we see the Goblin Town scenario where the Goblin Town, founder and creator is like, NFTs can't hold this price because of supply. Like that was the takeaway from AJT. And I think Good Vibes Club is kind of the opposite, where they're like, come on, come all, come join us, fun stuff. And so yeah.
Also worth noting that they launched in 2025 and they adjusted to the market. So their collection, instead of 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, is 69.69.
69.69. And, for them also, they're cooking on this thing because they get royalties. So they probably are encouraged to care because they get royalties in every single one of these sales. So it'll be an interesting, it'll be interesting to follow, and kind of see how this one goes. Like I said, I might play one more at a minor game just on the farm play to kind of help get myself to the next box on next chest on OpenSea. Although the Ethereum blockchain is being a little finicky right now. There we go. Pending purchase. Congrats, you got it. So I'll probably do a quick, like I said, like a couple of quick lists on that one. I'm probably going to ladder up some listings and then, try to make it work for me from a dollars and cents perspective, and claim some OpenSea's rewards and make it work. But yeah, man,
what you think Goblin Town made in royalties this week?
Oh, I don't even know. Do they have a royalties contract? I don't know. Do they make? I'm bad at this. I don't know.
They were one of the ones that did the. Pretty sure they dropped a new contract and dropped new tokens.
What do they make? Just yeah. I have no idea.
$186,000 in the last week.
Man, we should have just dropped a CC0 ridiculous stealth collection, and that's where we fumbled the bag, man. That's where we fumbled the bag.
$186,000 in the last week. Mad Lads, who this is all we couldn't. I didn't know the other day, but they also there's a Solana strategy, and they're the punks of that. So all fees feed back into them. So they're printing over there. They've made over $100,000 in the last week, and yeah, to your point. Good Vibes Club have made over $93,000 this past week as people were trading to position for this strategy launch.
It's crazy.
I have no idea what ICM is. Klanos, they're also in that Solana strategy. Moonbirds, obviously, which is 25,000 is not nothing. That's $100,000 a month. But when you look at the volume, the relative volume over the past week, trading revenue, that doesn't seem right. That's not right. Anyways, disregard that. But royalty wise, pretty insane week for the Goblin Town crew and Good Vibes. I mean, those are big numbers.
Yeah, big numbers for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's and like I said, like the other thing about it for a lot of these people is that if you're trying to play the other part about it is if you are trying to play the flip game, you do end up potentially getting your hand caught in the cookie jar with one where, look, it's great that they're getting royalties, but because they're getting royalties, for a lot of people who list and don't put the royalties in there, you're putting yourself in a precarious position where you may, you may or may not be able to, list at because like, for example, if you buy one off the floor right now, let me just do the math real quick. So you buy one off the floor right now, it's probably like 3150 or something like that, right? And that's at 0.7. In order to get that 3150 back in money, you have to list it for about 0.75. So you mentioned, do you think it gets to 0.75 on this strategy?
Yeah, but not much higher.
Not much higher.
We don't see organic buys that aren't just strategy buying today or tomorrow rather. Just looking at sell wall and stuff and doing back of envelope math, I think like 0.8 is probably the ceiling. Be my guess. 0.8, 0.85 maybe.
If you had to guess where it lands after all,
listings, right? I'm sure there's probably other people that are watching it on the sidelines, not listed yet, and might sell into it. So yeah, I would put my guess. I think if it goes over 0.8, it's a win. But to your point, risk reward buying here is once you factor in the fees and the royalty. I don't know if there's a lot of upside in the short term.
Yeah. And maybe in the long term, but as far as like the strategy play, like you may have missed, you may have missed the pump, which is,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely priced in. It's up 30% on this news like that. The launch is certainly priced in, maybe not fully. And I don't like, there will be more buy pressure. What we don't know is in addition to the listings, how many other people are looking for an exit.
Right. And so, yeah, so I think that there's definitely, yeah, I mean, it's something to for for sure think about as you're going up, if you're trying to level your strategy up and do it. If you buy at 0.7 with those royalties, 0.75 is about where you're going to be looking to change that. So maybe not the optimal play for a lot of people. And but if you're just trying to buy and join the community, then that's great. You can do kind of whatever price you want. But it's definitely a little bit more of a challenge there for people who are trying to play that game. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still waiting for. I would like a soonish airdrop announcement so I could unload my extra mythics and oddities that I've been looking at. Which is, look, you want collectors. I like the oddities. The challenging part for me is I actually like all 3 oddities and the mythic I collected. So part of me is like, I could hold these and live with them. It's one of the reasons why there are 2 strategies. You could buy off floor if you're looking to sell, or you could buy off floor if you are looking, for something aesthetically that you see on the floor. It's just above floor. That way, if you get stuck with it, you're not too sad about it. But it's definitely a thing you want to be paying keen attention to for sure as you're building that up. But Cap, I know you said we have we got to play Death Fund at some point. So we got to do that. But you mentioned special guests. Do we want to hit that before we do Death Fund?
Yeah, let's do that. And we didn't get our ApeChain architect in on Monday, so let me play in Makaveli here, and then we'll get an update on what he's got going on with his group, and then we'll get a Death Thought Fun Run.
Let's do it.
So stay tuned for that Death Thought Fun Run, and let's bring in Makaveli here with a proper.
The deadly market up, lead straight to your brain.
Nope. I'll hit the button. I got. Oh, sorry. Cap is not an ambi turner. He can't turn left. But no, this is it is time
for financial advice, not button pushing, not how to push buttons properly.
Yeah, let's. I don't even think we have a proper intro for ApeChain Architect, so I will hand it over to you. I got to actually check on something real quick while you start to bring this up. So I'll toss in the buds and let you take it from here.
Yeah, no, excited to have Makaveli join us today. A lot of things happening over on ApeChain, in particular Ape Games, and I think it's a
other games, particularly other games.
Pretty big week for other games, no?
Yeah, man, we have a collaboration today with the Solana gaming community. We're bringing the Solana community in to the other side today. We have an interview from 10 to 11 a.m. EST, and then from 11 to 1, we'll have a gaming event we're reopening Outbreak today, the large map, and then we'll also be in the swamp from 12 to 1 p.m. EST. And we're, bringing in the community from Solana and just trying to do that cross-community collab, kind of try to encapsulate Project Raid and everything that Ape is doing across chain, and just kind of do our part with that as other games, as, stewards of the other side. So we're super excited to be sharing our activities and everything with the group over there on Solana, and excited about the interview. And, it's just, like I said, one of those next steps, you know what I mean? Like, we saw what was going on in the ecosystem, as based as Farmer is, the DeFi wizard that he is. And we're like, yo, how do we encapsulate Project Raid, but through other games, through other side? And this route was just, easy peasy and made sense, cross-chain compatibility. Today's prize pool will be Ape on Solana. And yeah, like I said, we're just excited about it. Anybody who can join, launch.otherside.xyz. We'd love to have you, especially the apes and the mutants. Please rock your ape, rock your mutant, come play with us. Let Solana, see that we show up and show out.
Awesome. I love it. And so I think I got it up top. First off, if you're new to Otherside, there's a great tutorial video on how to get logged in, how to join them. There's a post from both other games as well as Solana Gaming talking about today's event that does kick off at 10 a.m. Eastern. That live stream is in Otherside, right?
Well, we will be having a bubble where the live stream is actually in Otherside and stuff, but it'll actually be through Solana's gaming's actual live stream video format, where they actually do like the in-person interview, like you and Cap.
Oh,
I mean, like you and Steve.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
sir.
So
yeah. We like the way that it came together really fast. You know what I mean? In essentially the way that we did planning before, but we're trying to get all the bells and whistles going. I think hopefully we'll have a few surprises in game today that you guys get to see, and Solana feels very welcomed, but nonetheless, we're excited. And in this space of ours, in this ecosystem of ours, like going cross chain, going cross community, doing collaborations in the spirit of camaraderie, like that's what ApeChain's good at, if you ask me. We have a lot of builders on our side of the fence who like to collaborate, cooperate, and help each other. And I think, it's just a natural progression to go cross-chain, bring the other gaming guilds, have them experience the other side, because I'm going to tell you right now, 9 out of 10 people I've brought over come back.
Love it.
Straight up.
Makaveli, for those that this is the first time they're hearing about other games, what do they need to know? I mean, other than how to get in today and listen to the interview, tell us a little more about other games, what's going on, and why, if this is the first time they're hearing about it, why should they want to pay attention? Why should they want to join you today?
Well, with other games, we're community-driven social activations and events. We give out ApeCoin, and we bring people together, essentially on the other side. We're stewards of the other side. And, this is that next rendition of, if you missed the .com bubble, if you missed the first early days of MySpace and Facebook and stuff, like if you ask me, the other side is just that. It is that social network that has an attached sense of economy that will progress over time. And really, when you have like an open metaverse, an open world, we have bubbles in there, kind of like spaces. And I don't know, there's a different emotional intelligence, a different aspect and sensibility of gathering and community and, brotherhood or sisterhood, however you want to say it, whenever you're in the other side and you're actually in the bubble talking to everybody, but you can see everybody. It's almost like you're together in the same room. And I think that's the magic that I love about all of it, is like the emotional intelligence, the together feeling, but we're all encapsulated in our rooms or across the world in the same space at the same time. And it's just fun, man. Everybody really does genuinely has a good time.
That's awesome. I'm excited. I mean, it's not this weekend, but I'm excited to see how they incorporate Otherside into ApeFest this year. I know last year they had some, like, I actually think it started in Hong Kong. I knew they had the live demos in Hong Kong, but I don't know if I can't remember if there was the ability to drop in remotely. They did that last year in Lisbon, and I assume they'll have some Otherside incorporation into ApeFest this year. Have they teased anything yet, or do we know, or?
I cannot confirm nor deny any of those asks. I think that we will be pleasantly surprised this year once ApeChain decides to make some announcements. And I'm super excited, not only because I've known everybody online for a few years, but I haven't been to an actual Yuga event since the Macy 2 year. So going to ApeFest here in Vegas, I'm super excited to be having a partnership with Aiko and stuff. And I feel like I'm going to work, on the one sense side of things, but at the same time, I don't know, it's just I feel, I don't know, how do I explain it? I'm just overly excited, man. You've seen how excited I get. I just want to jump for joy right now because, we've been reaching for the stars. We've been going across, having the good conversations and trying to bring people over to see this thing of ours. And, slowly but surely, I think it's working. We're just grassroots right now. Really, the other side never was supposed to be open right now. They opened it up for a test with bubbles for 72 hours. And then because of the community and the things that we put together with some glitches we found, we've been able to kind of conjure up, and the past 11 weeks have been magical, so we're super excited to be able to even have this opportunity to be hosting a community like Solana over here on the other side and really showing what that is, because in the other side in the future, everybody can win here. You know what I mean? It's a platform based where you can come, bring your IP, bring your community, and build not only a social presence, but an economic presence. And, it'll evolve over time, but this is just the start of just something I think that's wonderful and great.
And I know not necessarily other games specific, but am I right that you've also been participating in the vibe coding camp on?
Yes, I have. I'm actually, go ahead.
I was just going to ask if it seemed like you were a fan of it. Any takeaways or flowers or anything that?
Yeah, you know what? No, shout out to the team. I'm going to get the name wrong right now if I try to.
On top of my head too, and I'm drawing blanks. I can go find out real quick though.
But the vibe coding camp, I'm going to tell you what I've learned about the vibe coding camp, because shout out to those guys for being so thorough in the way that they explain and the way that they contribute to the attributes of how to market this thing, looking for your audience, finding your way, essentially. Not only that, but actually putting the thing together. And what I learned, brother, is your input is your output. And it's one of those things to where it's kind of made me realize that I need to be a better prompter. I need to read and, process a little better in order to achieve those situations. Because you got to think, when you're vibe coding, let's say we're just doing the Twitter app. Every function that's on the Twitter app, if you want to go make a clone of this thing, you would have to prompt or say from every menu to every, you click the purple pill to go to the comment section. You would have to essentially speak those things out so that the AI would understand that and code it. And so, like I said, it's been a process, but I'm still excited. I'm building what I call othershop.xyz. I've already got the socials and the .xyz, but I'm trying to essentially build like an avatar station for the other side. You know what I mean? And it's in the works right now. We'll see how it develops and whether I'll have it done by ApeFest or not.
Very cool, man. Well, congrats on taking the plunge and getting started. Venture Miner is the brand that both of us were drawing a blank.
Yo, that's what it is. Venture Miner. Great guys too, man. Great guys.
If anyone else is curious about that, I pinned up the ApeChain Hub link up top talking about Venture Miner and that vibe coding launch. Yeah, man, props to you. Props to you for showing up every day. Props to you for diving in. And who knows the outcome here, but Steve, I actually didn't
growth, Cap. That's the outcome here. That's what we want. We want growth. And just real quick about the vibe coding camp. I think that the videos are done so well is that you can actually go back and watch them and understand. And then they have slideshow presentations and stuff with everything. So it's actually something that encapsulates like the actual knowledge and is easy to understand. And anybody could really go to the Venture Miner YouTube, go through those processes, and probably create something in real time. They actually created an ApeChain like coin flip in real time the first day, and then applied the crypto rails later. So there's a lot going on there, but yeah. And thank you so much for the compliments, guys.
Yeah, it's exciting to see. I really, one of my things I most enjoy about crypto and Web3, Steve, is when people find something they're passionate about, they dive in and they immerse themselves in that ecosystem. And I think Makaveli's certainly done that with Otherside and ApeChain, and you just love to see it. I think I haven't seen it. I was on my list to go check today. Clemente, I guess, put out an emotional post about blast farming and blast content creators. And then I saw someone else talking about, those, not all, because some stayed around with the sinking ship, but there was a lot of those blast content creators that had they went all in and they had massive come ups. And even though blast isn't something people talk about anymore, it definitely captured the attention. There was definitely some groundswell there. And you think about ICO Beast and Clemente and Jen Defer, like three people that probably aren't where they are today, if not for blast and the becoming those subject matter experts. And you love to see when people immerse themselves and yeah, growth is one thing when you're talking about a protocol or a platform. It's another thing when you talk about humans and learning new skills, new, building things. And yeah, it's very much so part of the crypto culture that I love, of not just experienced entrepreneurs and those that have been there, done that, but sometimes, not saying he's a first time entrepreneur, but learning new stuff and entrepreneurs diving in with both feet. It's one of the things that gets me going, and I take some inspiration from.
Yeah, I think, ICO Beast doing, I don't know what, at Kalshi. We saw that announcement. Very exciting for him as far as his growth as a creator. And I think a lot of people, it's like what you said about Makaveli. It's like the idea that you find something. I've been telling people this, if you find something you're super interested in and you dive in and you actually make an effort to understand it and you talk about it, there's opportunities in crypto. They need people who are passionate and able to, you can't sell passion. It's one of the things where you don't always need to hire from your community, but there are opportunities to utilize your community in Web3, for brands because of the passion they already naturally have. So if somebody already has a lot of passion and you get them excited about it, this is a great example. So Makaveli is excited about about Otherside. He wanted to learn how to code because of it and sort of the vibe coding aspect of it. He's dove all in, and now he's doing a partnership with the group of people that he's, been excited about before they were paying him to do so. And so, it's a way that you level up the brand and are able to, turn those fans into an even better flywheel for you. So, you like seeing that. And yeah, I mean, I didn't read the whole, I saw the Clemente post, I kind of skimmed it, and it's, I mean, it's exciting. It's like if you go in all in on something and you make a ton of content and you dive in and you go in both feet, there's an opportunity to be successful. And I think it's important to realize that. And I think a lot of people say, woe is me, and I can't do this, I can't do that. There is an aspect of like, not everybody's going to succeed in doing that. There's other aspects. Like, I do think a lot of people with fantasy top cards, for example, discounted the fact that people were being effectively paid to like, retweet, and comment on their posts because it mattered for their fantasy tournaments. And I think sometimes people pretend like that thing isn't a thing that helped them, which is totally understandable. I get it. Cool. All that. I do think that there is an opportunity, though. And I give the example of, doesn't do me any good because I'm high in those leaderboards. I find Polygon and Katana interesting. I've, in the past 2 months, gotten, I mean, I'm not ICOBs raking in big numbers. I've got like $900 to $1,000 in Katana just deposited into a yield earning vault just because I talked about them a few times, probably like 3-4 posts a month, just deposited like in total in the past 2 months. The opportunity's there. And when I talk about Polygon, like I'm number 2 on that leaderboard again. It's like, I'm interested in the product. I talk about it, and those opportunities exist. So, Makaveli, I know you put your hand up, so go ahead and get back in.
No, I just wanted to say, when we started, when this NFT bull run started, when Coffee with Captain started, like there was like this sense of engagement and community going on, and everybody wanted to be an ape and stuff like that. And like it was ape and became a thing, and ape follow ape and all this stuff. And like there was like this sense of community that you wanted to be a part of. And naturally, over the past 4 years, I've got to be a part of that. And I'm now in a position to where I love what I do, and I'm in love with what I'm doing. And it was a natural progression. I didn't have to force anything. And I think that like when you stick to your guns and you do good for the sake of good the right way, I think that things just fall that way. And we might not always catch those W's here in Web3 and stuff like that. But like y'all said, like when you really believe in something and you put your energy into it, you put your being into it, and it's a natural thing. Like I don't know. I'm so happy and so excited to be here, to be an ape, to be able to grow and communicate and collaborate in this ecosystem. I think it's a blessing. You know what I mean? I really do. And I'm very appreciative of the opportunity to be a representative, not only of the club, but have a voice that people listen to. And, that's pretty much all I want to say. But thank y'all so much for having me this morning. I do got to cut out. I got 30 minutes before the whole thing getting caboodle starts. But I appreciate the time. You guys are legends. We love what you do. Happy on 1,000. I didn't come up and tell y'all, but happy 1,000. And I can't wait for the next, 964 episodes.
Appreciate you. Thanks for joining us today. I know you got a busy day, and I'll always appreciate the support. You're here in and out every day, and means a lot. Doesn't go unnoticed. And sending you the best for the big day over there with the Solana gaming crew and all things to come, other games.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great morning.
You as well.
Yes, sir. Good luck with all that. Cap, let's go ahead and pick someone for by the way, Mesh, DM me your wallet address so I can get you your Death Fund payment. And it's the Abstract Global Wallet we're looking for. So Mesh, DM me your Abstract Global Wallet. I suppose I could probably just click on your name, but just to confirm that the one you want is related to your name, because I guess I could click on that and make that get that confirmed. But DM me your
Death Fund yet? She doubled up her XP last week. And
who did?
Teacher Katie. Has she done a Death Fund run?
She did. We got zips on it. Unfortunately, but we will maybe run it back with her before the end of this.
It's not you, Katie, it's me and the amount of cannabis I consume.
Yeah, but we will we'll work on getting you back in. Who wants to Katie, we'll get you another run before this whole thing's said and done. We like working with our friends, and you're an OG since day one, so we will get you back in. But who wants to do a run this morning is the question. So who is active in the chat and wants to get the chance to win thousands of dollars in prizes as we put up for Death Fund? I will we'll get someone going, but put in the chat if you want to go. And we will make sure that you get a little bit of opportunity and love here to go as well. I'll wait on the 15-second delay because it takes a minute for people to respond. And Cap, watch the chat if you happen to see anybody in the chat. But we had 25 watching at one point on Abstract, which is a nice number. We got 18 now. Dwayne is the first hand I see. So Dwayne, here we go. We're gonna go with Dwayne. We're gonna hopefully get you something here to win. So let's go ahead and grip it.
You do the first one. I grab my coffee. I need more caffeine to make sure I go on a god run here in a second for Dwayne.
Yeah, go re-up your caffeine. It's time for Coffee with Captain Death Fun gameplay. Death Fun, home of DGen Dice, Laser Party, and the original Death Fun game. Bringing the chaos to Coffee with Captain with $3,000 in prizes up for grabs. Tune in daily for your shot to play. And don't forget, use our referral link and play $20 for the chance to win that $1,000 grand prize. Look, I pinned to the top. If you are looking at the space right now, if you are listening to the space right now, I pinned to the top our Death Fund ref link. Obviously, make sure it's something you can afford. It's something you can do. And, you can spend that $20. There's not a ton of entries right now. You are getting really good odds for $20 in gameplay on Death Fun right now as we speak. So if you are looking to enter to win that $1,000, you go on Death Fun. I will copy the referral link and I will put it in the Abstract chat as well. Go to that referral link, play $20 in gameplay, and you're entered to win $1,000. Simple as that. So let's say you play 0.005 ETH or whatever $20 is right now, and you do one click and it's green. You cash out, even money, a little bit above. You are entered to win $1,000. You could always play more if you want, but I will tell people, use that ref link for the opportunity to win $1,000, courtesy of our friends at Death Fund, something that we're going to do here. So we're going to do a run for Dwayne. Drawing, I think, will be, I got to look at when the partnership started. That's a great question, teacher Katie. Drawing will occur roughly 1 month from when we started or when we run out of cash. So we'll connect with Death Fund on that as we go. But like I said, not as many ref links as I expected right off the bat. So you have a great opportunity if you go to the top of the space or go to the chat and use that ref link, opportunity to win $1,000 just courtesy of Death Fun. Simple, easy peasy. So we'll get the game start here. I'm going to go first for Dwayne. So our guy Dwayne, we're going to go. I'm going to start with our friends over on the right. I'm going to go actually over here. I'm going to go middle. And then this is a big one because if we win this one, we could potentially cash and get Dwayne money in his pocket. All right, Dwayne. Even though we're on a hot streak right now,
ETH to 10K. That's the tweet. ETH to 10K.
Yeah,
that's 200. Is that right? Do the math for me. 220. No, it's more than that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to, as a multitasker at the morning. I thought
I had enough caffeine, but I don't.
Yeah. But go ahead.
0.00222 ETH is $100. So so that's right. If ETH doubles from here, my math was right. $222 once ETH hits 10K.
Math extraordinaire. All right, we take this cash, then we go big. All right, Dwayne, I'm gonna run you.
Doing hard math when it ends in zeros, like doing it in multiples of 100, 10,000, 1,000. Like, yeah, that's very difficult math.
Yeah, let's get a run. So we're gonna go back and forth.
I got it. I got the winner. Left. Fuck! I got another one. We're running it back.
All right, hold on. We're starting.
Right. Can't even do the bit, Steve. It's going to be left, right, A, B, or B, left, right, B, A, select start.
I'm going to give Dwayne one more run this morning because I know we got the cash out coming and we got a few going. So we do a few runs each morning. I'm going to give Dwayne one more run because I want to try for a God run this morning. So
Contra was not it. The Contra cheat code was not the God run. Thought it was going to be luck, but it wasn't it.
Dwayne, if we get to here, we're going to have you going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to get you working on this one. So we're going to go right. I'm going to go that way. I'm going to go here. All right, Dwayne, hit me with a 1, 2, 3, or 4. We'll wait about 15 seconds in the chat for a 1, 2, 3, or 4 because you'll get us over the goal line here. Actually, Dwayne, do this. You're going to hear this on delay. Hit me with a 1, 2. Hit me with the number 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3, and 1 out of 4. You're going to give us our next one. So you can go if you went like 2, 2, 2, or whatever. Give us a number 1. So this is going to be 3, but then give us 2 more numbers so that if we get it, we can run it. So give us 3 numbers. So you can go 3, and then you have 2 more numbers to hit. So 1 out of 3 and 1 out of 4. So we're going to let Dwayne hit this one. So Dwayne goes
3, 1, 3.
3, 1, 3. All right. Dwayne wants to go 3, 1, 3. 3, 1, 3. We're live. So Dwayne, We are hella alive right now.
$443 as soon as ETH hits 10K.
So Dwayne, we could cash you here and you could have a nice day at the office, or we could keep trying to go for a God run here. You tell us, Dwayne, whether you want to cash it at this number right here, or you tell us if you want to go, because now the numbers get really.
Everyone's saying cash out. Is how what
Dwayne, I've got a little story for you.
Dwayne saying go. He says go. He's got the
Dwayne, we're gonna hit this thing.
Kahunas.
We're gonna tell you a little story. I was on a cruise and I was playing Deal or No Deal for my mom to win $1,000. And there was a $20 case and there was a $1,000 case. And for the past 3 rounds, everyone told me to cash out. At that point, they offered me $400 and said to cash out. And I said, no deal. And we won $1,000. So we're going to go. So Dwayne, give me a number. So 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 1 through 7. So give me a number 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 1 through 7. Give me 3 numbers to hit again, because you are on fire right now. We'll wait for Dwayne to get back. This could be the day. I got some bubble guts. I got the feeling in the stomach right now. I think we're going to get this thing. So we'll wait for Dwayne to run the run. Dwayne just is saying nah, you guys go and do it. I'm gonna give Dwayne about 10 more seconds. Give me a number 1 through 5. Okay, so
263. Here we go.
263 from Dwayne. 2.
Here we go.
6.
Big 2. Show us the green 2.
3.
Show us the green 2.
Let's go. We're cooking. All right. Do we cash out here, Dwayne? Or do you want to keep going and try to go higher? Do you want to go? I mean, we got a 6 here. We got a 5 going up. Do we want to?
This is kind of insane. 0.077. I mean, yes, it's $776 once ETH hits 10K. But even already, Steve, I mean, right now, this very second, 0.0776 ETH is $347. Not too shabby. Good win.
That's pretty good day at the office with your original cash out.
If you run $347 on Death Fund every day, that's $10,000 a month. That's enough to retire from your day job.
So that's real money. A lot of people telling you to take cash, Dwayne. You tell us. It is your call if you want to cash out here, Dwayne. But I will. I gotta do the math on this one. Dwayne says 4-1. He wants to run it. Dwayne says 4-1. All right, 4, 1. No! That was going to be the one we were going to cash. Oh, my God. Oh, that was electric, Dwayne.
Take the W. This is gambling advice. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them. Sometimes you got to know when to fold them.
Oh, my God.
Dwayne. 11X, it was time to fold them at 9X. But,
I don't care. That was Dwayne. Look. You're still walking away. What's the cash on 0.022? What's the cash on 0.02 cash? Cap?
$100.
Dwayne, you're still walking away with $100, courtesy of our friends over at Death Fund. And you gave us probably the most exciting morning we've had in coffee with Captain on this one. Yet we had the chat going wild on it. You were on fire. Appreciate you for letting us do this run. I'm glad we went for this last God run and hit it. And one day we're going to get up there. But just absolute cojones going for it. So thank you, Dwayne. DM me your address. I'll get you that. And honestly, thank you for the entertainment this morning. That was incredible.
That's how you do Death Fund runs right there. Appreciate you, Dwayne.
That was so fun. Well
played. In all seriousness, this is how you play the game. Do a small run, wherever, like $100, $200, wherever you get one where you can bank a W. And then if you want to go for a God run or two, but just don't go keep funneling hundreds of dollars in there and keep going bust. Like cash out $200, and then you got $200 to play with. Like play it to where especially if you're going to be a daily user, like do an early cash out, bank the W, and then that's your fun money to do a God run with.
Man, Dwayne, that was legend. That was I'm just looking at that red dot thinking like, man, if we just had hit one more, that was going to be the cash point. I was going to tell him, I'm like, you got to cash out at this point.
Now, like teacher Katie, here's the real offer, Dwayne. Now make sure you go use the referral link to play so you can get in the running for $1,000. There might be like 3 people that have done this so you're like 1 in 3 shot to get win $1,000. It's not quite that, but
yeah, I don't know how many have done it, but it's not. Again, not as high as you might expect.
Less than the badge collecting challenge, which was, what did we say? Ended up a little over 100 full set collectors.
Like 100, 120, something like that. Yeah, full set collectors. So yeah, you're getting better odds than that if you go do the $20 worth of play. That's it's a good spot to be in. But man, that was such a fun run. That's what this is about too. Like that's what gambling is about. It's about the ups, it's about the downs, it's about the runs, and woo, that was electric. I thought that we had it. I was ready to tell him because when we hit that one, I was gonna say we're not playing this 4, we're cashing. He might have wanted to keep running, but everybody in the chat telling him to cash, and he says no, we run. So we'll probably clip that one for a while. And look, you still won a little bit of money there, and that's the thing is that's what it's about. Dwayne walked away today with $100, no matter what, and then said, "Fuck it, we ride." So I appreciate that. Dwayne said someone came into my office right in the middle of that, and I had to make an excuse for them to come see me later. So look, I mean, that was a close one. But Cap, I know we got about 15 minutes left. I
had a little bit of breaking news. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Here's the breaking news. I was going to say,
it's like whatever. We got to talk about it. The product sucks. It didn't used to suck. It sucks now. I don't know what the hell they did to break their actual real core product, and now they're launching a bunch of new stuff. And I don't know. Maybe they fixed all the broken stuff. I wasn't joking. I full ported to Rabby, and I haven't went back, but they're attempting to win us back over, or lead more liquidations, more cascading liquidations, because perps are now live in wallet, in MetaMask mobile. In addition to that, they're going to be soon launching an exclusive poly market integration. Not sure what that means, but perps are live. MetaMask rewards are on the way, so we can get farmed by another protocol, in this case a wallet that's been out for years, and they need to farm us for more fees before they launch a token.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to contribute to their token. I have a fundamental different side of this, as we've talked about. We don't need to like relitigate it that we're like owed a token and owed a drop. Like I agree, like that.
I don't know owed a token. I just don't like the farming games that the ones that are established or played. You don't have to drop a token. If you're going to drop a token, reward your loyal users and launch a reward program that you don't have to milk your users who are already there for tying a pre-TGE token into your rewards program. I think these are two different things.
Yeah,
I understand why they do it. I just don't like it.
I can see the perspective. To me, it's like the token is the best marketing opportunity they have to get people to use their new products and hopefully get more people sticky in the ecosystem. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And it's only farming if you farm it. And I get it. But, for MetaMask especially, like they're launching a new product. They want people to use it. I'll be curious how they end up doing tokens and things like that. Like you said, people swapped in MetaMask liberally back in the day, just like people used OpenSea. I would again say that MetaMask was a game-changing product that people used because it was the safest and best way to do business in crypto. Very similar to OpenSea in that sense. I understand the trepidation that you have. I just don't look at it as milking or like I just think people have the choice to do it or not. And if it affects people's airdrop and they're upset about it, I understand that perspective. I understand it. But like, it's a lever you have to pull to say, look, we do have a token coming and we also have new products coming and we want people to use our new products. And obviously that's going to have an impact on it. I would say if these companies have a historical bucket they're already considering and this is additive or bonus, great. But they got to introduce rewards programs. They got to introduce opportunities for people to get rewarded for using those products. And yeah, they've been around for a while and they're putting things out now, but I don't like, it's not like, to me, it's not like farming or milking us. It's, they introduced a new product. They want people to use it. There's going to be a reward system. And it's like keeping them separate, not keeping them separate. They're going to be separate after the tokens drop. At some point it's going to happen. My
ask then be like, what are you going to do with the token? What is the utility of the token? What's the token for? Are you launching a meme coin? Or is it going to be integrated in your wallet somewhere? And there's going to be reason to want to hold and or buy this token. Like the space, which we talk about, it's an open ledger, it's an open public ledger. It's the great part about blockchain is it's transparent. People build in public. I feel like we've just strayed so far away from that, from a brand and business and protocol standpoint, where it's not open, it's not public. We're not going to tell you a thing. We're going to keep you guessing, and we're going to milk this as long as we possibly can without giving you any real information. we're just going to force you to keep speculating because we know you like to speculate here. And so whether we have plans for this token or not, we're going to tell you it's coming eventually someday. We don't know. There could be 17 seasons of this farm. We just want you to, we're going to use this as our, I guess, customer acquisition tool, but it's not, they're not acquiring new customers with this. They might be regaining some old customers. I don't know. I've got a lot of problems with how the space is moving right now from a pre-TGE standpoint. I'm just not,
well,
it just feels like we're regressing as a space.
In that respect, you would say you would love what OpenSea is doing because they gave a full announcement when they launched their rewards program. They gave a full announcement prior to launching the rewards program, and they said there is a full announcement coming in early October with an update from the foundation. Now, you kind of mentioned, hey, I'd love to have the order of operations there, but to your point of saying,
I was talking OpenSea, or I was talking MetaMask.
Right. No, I know you were, but I'm saying like,
OpenSea, like, do we have any idea what the token is going to be used for?
I'm hoping we're going to find that out soon because to your point, the foundation said that there was going to be an announcement in October. So like, I know a month seems like a long time in crypto, and it is. Like, I'm not saying it's not, but like, kind of you mentioned like, hey, the space is doing this because like, based on what you're saying, you'd be like, hey, I don't love the way Moonbirds is operating. I don't love the way MetaMask is operating. But again, OpenSea has given transparent announcements like 3 times in a row and now has another one coming in the next week or so and has given you the exact time frame it's happening. So at the very least, we're going
to I see Burbs as a brand coin. I don't need, I hope it's not a utility token for Burbs. If it is, well, I guess we'll get details later. I don't think Mask or C is going to be a brand coin. Maybe I'm wrong.
Either, I wouldn't guess.
So it's like, okay, what is the token for? That's it. Because otherwise, all we're doing is just they're repurposed points. We're just farming points. That's it. I mean, we literally are farming points with OpenSea. I'm guessing MetaMask releases a points program soon, and it's because of their clout. Like these, you would expect these tokens open at material market caps. But if they don't have anything, if there's no use, they're both going to trend to zero. It's going to be a race to the exits. Did they really have a plan? Like, I'm zooming out. I'm looking at it like a real business. Like, did they really have a plan for the token? Or is it, oh shit, this is our last shot. We need to tease a token now, and we need to farm the shit out of our users to pump fake numbers so we can go raise another round. Because we know as soon as we launch this thing, we don't have any plans for it, and it's going to go straight to zero. And our users are going to leave if we launch a token and it's worth nothing and there's no use for it. It's like, do you have a plan for the token or not? I'm not saying I actually believe OpenSea probably has a much greater plan for the token as a marketplace than does MetaMask as a wallet. My assumption would be hold X amount of MetaMask in your wallet and soft stake it. You don't even have to stake it. Just hold it in your wallet and you'll get free fees or lower fees on perps, lower fees on Polymarket. Like, that's what I'm guessing. Why not just tell us that? Let us know. And then maybe my opinions change. Like, I would think they've thought about this far out. So why not tell us?
Yeah, I think to your point, I think there's levers to pull on both ends that they could do where it's like, you know, there's but I think like this is where managing a token is a whole new world with these companies where it's like, you know, you have to like if you're MetaMask, you probably got to do deals with protocols and businesses about how using the token on your platform gets you an advantage and make that work. And, you know, there's a whole lot of things they have to do to make it work. So I agree. I mean, look, I'm in, I think the other end of it, as we've talked about with like farming your users. Like I look at it as like a little bit different than that. But I also understand the perspective where people are like, I don't want to play this game. So
I say farming your users because I don't believe most users know what they're paying in fees that are versus them. I don't think many people pay attention. And they think, oh, I'm just going to do a swap here instead of here because I'm getting points for it. Well, those points might be worth half a penny total. And you're paying double, triple, quadruple, 10 times the amount of fees as you could elsewhere to do the same action. And I just don't think most people realize that. I think a lot of these, this isn't even specific to one. I think the ones that are doing this in a pre-TGE arena are I know we don't like the word praying or whatever was used that was too harsh. But I think that's real. I think there's a lot of people here that are in crypto that don't look at fees, that don't understand. They probably have no idea that you have to pay royalties on Good Vibes Club. Like that was real actionable alpha you gave earlier. Hey, if you're buying a Good Vibes Club today to flip, know that you can't waive royalties. You're going to pay between royalties and the OpenSea fee just to break even. You have to sell that thing for 0.75 or greater. Like you should know that if you're trading here. If not, you're going to lose over the long. It's like, I know we're gamblers. Most of us here are not really that risk adverse. We enjoy games that have asymmetric return. I do gamble, but I do so in spots where I believe I have an information edge. I gamble on things where I believe I can get my money in plus EV. I believe if I'm gambling on something, it's positive expected value. I know that I'm going to, there's two outcomes. I could win or I could lose. And I know I'm not going to win 100% of the time. In fact, I'm going to lose 40 to 50% of the time. Hopefully it's less than 50% of the time. But even if I lose more than 50% of the time, if I know what my expected value is, my expected value is 100x, I can lose 80% of the time and still be profitable. But when we enter these things, even if it's a farm, if we don't have the information, we have no idea if it's plus EV or not. And I just don't, that's just how I operate. I don't consider myself a gambler because will I take shots on things where I don't have an edge? Yes. But I do that with fun money. You know, I'll throw $5 or $10 at a 6-player prop parlay that I know is likely not to hit. But if it does hit, I can turn $10 into 500 and that's fun. That's entertainment for me. So I'll gamble if it's entertaining. Watching a football game, it's not entertaining for me to do extra swaps on a platform to qualify for points. I don't even know if it's plus EV. In fact, I believe I'm probably negative EV and I'm burning my money that I could use better elsewhere. This isn't a shot at any one of them. It's just collectively, I feel the space pre-TG has moved to just rewarding your loyal holders to making things very not transparent and likely negative EV for a lot of users who don't understand that. And that's on us to be educated and understand the fees, whether it's royalties or swap fees or whatever. It's just we don't know. And there's a overall lack of information. I understand, like, you can't share everything. You got to have some speculation and some hype. It's how I navigate. And I feel some of these farms, especially when they're requiring capital at risk or doing things that you could do elsewhere for a fraction of the price, like it just doesn't feel good. That's it.
So I guess, like, to me, it's like, then don't use the product is what I would say. Or like MetaMask, OpenSea,
Sure,
any of them, right? You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so I agreed. If it is Rainbow Wallet that's doing that, I'm not going to use the wallet. I never have.
Which they are.
Something like OpenSea or MetaMask, I have been a loyal user for literally 5 years. It pisses me off.
But why does
I'm now getting diluted by fake volume and fake
products? Like I think this is the weird, like, I'm trying to, like, because there's, like, I think a few things conflated there where it's like, on one hand, you're like, I don't like that there's not enough communication. Well, at least in the OpenSea side, they have communicated spot. You would have liked TGE information prior to the rewards program. I get that. But overall, like, comparatively, a couple big announcements said they're giving an update in the next week or so in October. They gave about a month until that runway happened. You know, and when you say, like, people don't know what swap fees are, I'm like, I just, what I don't understand is, like, when people are playing a game and everyone yells no crying in the casino, like, why is this a crying in the casino situation? Like, it's really, you just have to hit an arrow to see what fees and swap impacts are, just like any other thing. Like, I didn't use Relay for a period of time because the swap impacts were super high and the fees were really high. So, like, I stopped using Relay for a period of time for swaps and bridging, and I tried to find other methodologies. So, like, that exists there. With MetaMask, it's like, I'll swap in MetaMask because there's maybe a point system just like anything else. And, like, to me, it's like understanding what the rewards are and knowing, yeah, like, rewards aren't one-to-one in rewards programs. So there's a good chance that people are using OpenSea for various things, or they're using MetaMask for various things, or using Rainbow Watch for various things. And it doesn't pay back one-to-one. Like, that doesn't always happen. You know, I know people who are burning K hype to get K points because they think it's going to get them more money in the kinetic airdrop. They might get burned just like people got burned on Blast. So I get it, and I understand you not wanting to.
It's not. I think I'm pretty savvy. I pay attention to this stuff. I've went through the announcements. I trade perps on Hyperliquid, which is the integration for MetaMask. I can't, like, I guess when you go to do it, it shows you the fees you're paying. I'm going through their FAQs. I can't find out what their fees are. I don't know if you're only paying the pass through. So if I do a perp on, if I open up a perp on MetaMask, am I paying the same fees I would on Hyperliquid, or am I paying more? I don't know. And Steve, I do this every day, but yet they just launched something that they're trying to convince me to go use by dangling this carrot of, oh, rewards are coming. We're not telling you what they are. We're not telling you what our token's going to be used for.
Some sort of millions of Linnea tokens or something, right? Wasn't that the initial reward season they offered? I believe it was Linnea tokens. It was a couple.
They said rewards coming soon, it's alluding to their math token.
They for sure said Linnea tokens are coming soon on MetaMask. I'll find the exact number. They gave
the announcement that just came out. It says perps are live. MetaMask rewards are on the way.
Yeah. Go to their announcement right before that with the Linnea tokens, and you'll find how much are going. But that was a poor job by them. To your point, that should have been in that announcement too. I'll double check what the Linnea token number is if I can find it here. I gotta poke around.
My point is on fees. I don't know. I don't know what their fees are. So basically, they're forcing me to go at least do one and then manually compare. Am I getting taxed because I'm assuming I am. But just tell me what it is. Stop being so the lack of transparency in a space that prides itself on transparency is it's like it goes against the ethos of cryptos, in my opinion.
Well, this is a good point. Sorry not to cut you off, but like this is where your point about the MetaMask stuff. And again, this is why I'm not trying to just be like a homer because people are like, I know Crocs is probably going nuts in the war room.
Specifically about MetaMask this morning. I'm talking specifically about MetaMask and how I think this is. I think they are farming us. Like I think they're preying on people who are been a MetaMask user for 5 years. Like, oh shit, I better do this so I don't get diluted the shit out of Dude, you just described him. I used to do swaps on MetaMask and knew I was paying an extra fee. I did it to position myself for an airdrop, a future token. I was fine doing it for a surprise airdrop in the future. I don't like being forced to do it and told this, like, I don't like the game. They're playing a fucking game, man. It is what it is. And I don't like the game. I don't appreciate the game. I don't like the lack of transparency. I don't appreciate them hiding fees. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a pass through. I'm not getting charged extra to do it to trade perps on MetaMask wallet than I would on
know.
But I don't know. Just
that's the challenging part, and that's
gotta be some consumer shit there. Like there's got to be some consumer protection. Here I am deep. I trade perps every single day, and you don't think like some person that's a normie that got onboarded to MetaMask by Gary V and like, oh, this is perps. This is what all the cool kids are doing, and now they're getting taxed to hell by MetaMask because they don't know any better. Like it sucks, man. Be better. These are leaders in the space. This isn't some startup like lighter that just came live last week. This is a recognizable, trusted brand in the space, and they're hiding their fucking fees, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I understand that point. Like, number one, like on the Linnea tokens, like $30 million in rewards, they did say, but to your point about communication, they didn't have it in the next post. They just said, we're live, we're doing this. So agree with that.
So my question would be, is this only for Linnea rewards? Or is this also position myself for the MetaMask token?
And it's
just tell me what I'm playing your fucking game for, because I don't want to play your game and pay double in fees that I could do elsewhere when I don't even know what I'm playing for. It is mind-blowing to me. Like play this game that you don't like. I know when I play a negative EV player prop, I know the game I'm playing very well. I know what I can win. I know what I'm going to lose. Here, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know what I'm paying, and I don't know what I'm going to win. It's an effed up game that preys on degenerate gamblers.
I think it's very similar to,
the farmers.
A lot of these, but again, the farming the farmers, like I guess I see what you're saying. I guess my point is like, again,
why wouldn't they just disclose this stuff?
I don't know. I can't tell you why
farming the farmers. They're preying on farmers.
It's just this praying word. Like we're such again, I don't know why it's no crying in the casino.
I apologize that was like a trigger word. I just need a better word for it because it's not cool. Like it's not like I almost went. It's like borderline unethical. Maybe that's not. I mean, that's too harsh as well.
We're like the thing is, and I know you're not trying to go this direction, which is why I'm
looking for a better way to describe it. It makes me feel away. My opinion is I do not like it. The reasons being, I feel like they're being shady. Maybe is that an okay word?
I think you feel a very Web 2 sense of how they're going about certain things. Although Web 2, there is some disclosures and you can find information.
Yeah, and for Web 2, they would have to disclose that shit.
But they're deliberately obfuscating the information.
Yes.
And which is, again, why, and by the way, Diego commented on the flashes on my screen. Diego, this is a good camera that is only a couple years old. It's a StreamYard issue because I tested it yesterday on StreamYard, not live, and it wasn't a problem. And I tested it on Zoom and it wasn't a problem. So I have no idea why we are flashing. I understand your reasoning. I think that the way we use extreme words, and you're not trying to, like, I want to be clear. Cap is trying to find the way to like eloquently describe what he's feeling using the proper English language. He feels a type of way about it. He doesn't like the direction of this. He doesn't like this theme of.
I'm saying praying is not right. That's too harsh.
Right.
Unethical is not right. That's too harsh.
Abstract points.
There's some proper English word that I'm looking for, and I just haven't found it yet. You can tell, like, I don't like it. And I was a MetaMask user for 5 years. I trade perps daily. They just launched something that I am their target demographic for, and they've pissed me off by launching it. Something is broken. Can we agree there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And by the way, like Diego's like, maybe it's Diego, I've tried every single thing. Trust me. I've unplugged, I've plugged, I've tried all the stuff. I've tried the settings. Like I yelled at my ChatGPT and then apologized for yelling at my ChatGPT. Like this all happened. So I promise you it is a StreamYard issue, and they did some update on StreamYard and something is happening with it. Here's my thought process. I understand your perspective. And I think when you look at it, like you're not a fan of the direction of the programs. It might be you're not a fan of the directions of the rewards programs, the space in general, period, because you like the way that things operated before, better, period, as well. I think the way MetaMask is doing it is probably less optimal in that their communications haven't strung together super well. So I understand the frustration there. I mean, look, it's not different than our complaints about Abstract. Like, I mean, Abstract is like, do some stuff, but you don't know what, and it gets you some points, and the points maybe are something, and there might be a TG at some point. Like,
well, yes and no. I think that, again, we could just agree to disagree here. I think there's two very stark differences between brands and protocols that have been around for 4 or 5 or more years that have found product market fit. They have a user base. I think that is very, 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 very different than a brand new layer 2 blockchain that is launched. Like, all layer 2 blockchains launch like this. Like, it's nothing, like, it's expected from a blockchain. It would be very weird if a blockchain didn't do this at launch. It'd be like what MetaMask and OpenSea are doing right now would be the equivalent of like Ethereum decided to do a farm for Ethereum users. It's just weird. It's after the fact. Yeah, but like, again, farms are used to create that groundswell, not to milk your loyal customers that have already used your product for years.
But it's not. It's like you. Like I think the problem is there's different categories that we can't talk with a broad brush here, in the sense that like it's like conflating again, like MetaMask wants to launch a rewards program. Great. Making the rewards program confusing, problem. MetaMask dropping a token. Great. Is the rewards program in it? Is it not? That level of clarity that you want to get from sort of like OpenSea, MetaMask, and others, I understand you wanting that clarity. One of them has promised clarity in the near future. The other one has not, right? And so I think that there's like at least worthwhile to like sort of like have that bifurcation, number one. Number two, I think like rewards versus the airdrop. Like you being upset because you're like, okay, now they're starting a farming thing because the airdrop's coming out. Understand if there's frustration, but like we don't know how connected these two things are, and we need clarity on that. And once they have clarity on that, that helps. And that part of it, I think, is part of the problem where we don't know. We don't know.
I'm of the opinion that a loyalty rewards program is different than that of a pre-TGE farm. I think they're two very different things. Can they be similar? Can you leverage a pre-TGE farm to launch a loyalty rewards program? You could, but in theory, the loyalty rewards program stays on far beyond TGE, and the farm stops at after TGE. Like OpenSea right now has basically said, they're doing exactly that. It's not as clear as I'd like it to be, but the chests, the voyages are for loyalty rewards. In their case, you're going to get an NFT that they've, or OP token or Ape token that they've bought. The CTGE is a different calculation. It's a different bucket. It's a different program. So there are two different programs that are going on simultaneously. I don't know what the fuck MetaMask is doing.
And I guess that's the point, is like, I think like, and the reason I'm doing this is not to me to like jump out, because by the way, MetaMask has $1 million+ in Ethereum now in that pool. Like, I don't know if you checked it out. It's now above 5 million. I think like there's a very big difference between being like, these are all the things we're buying that are going into these things. This is what we're doing. This is how we're spending it. And that's why I sometimes get like more uppity about that particular concept, because I think they were very clear about as much as they could be. I'd like to be them more clear in the next week. We talked about that. I agree, MetaMask, like the fact that they talked about a rewards program, then you're like, I don't know what we're getting from this. It's nowhere in the announcement. You should have those, the $30 million in that next announcement. You should be explaining what that is. And like, to your point about the fees of this point, like, again, you made the point, like, it's like OpenSea said exactly what their fees were, and they got hammered by it by some people, by the way. Like Vo and others like hammered them on the fee thing. And
at least they were clear about it.
That's
at least they published it, and that's my point. Like, my rant this morning is directed towards MetaMask for not being clear and transparent about their fees. I'm
not trying to bring it. I'm more trying to compare of like good, better, best. And you might say like OpenSea isn't best, but maybe it's better, and good or whatever. Trying to look at like what these things are. But again, these words from Jay, like
I agree. These are harsh words.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong.
My point is though, this is how these programs and this lack of transparency is making participants in this space feel. I'm not the only one who feels like that. I know that for a fact. And I agree with you. These are harsh words, harsh descriptions. I don't think MetaMask wants their users or their former users feeling this way about their program they just launched. In fact, you want them to think the opposite. You'd want people to get excited. They launch a program with 30 millions of rewards. It should have me flooding. It should have me full porting back from Rabby back to MetaMask. Instead, I'm like begrudgingly like, man, do I need to go do a few swaps just so I qualify? Like they're fumbling the ball with these announcements. That's what I'm trying to get across to them.
Yes, I agree with
that.
Really,
really poorly done, because you're not winning back your base. You're further alienating them with millions of dollars of rewards. Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
That part I agree with. And that's my problem with like and like, look, we talk about it all the time and people get upset. But again, like exploitive, manipulative, deceptive. Deceptive is not horrible as far as a word there. I'd say that's fair. Start of an extraction loop. The word extraction is also really funny to me in Web3 because like people like, it's like people are like, and I know this isn't necessarily what Jay's saying, but people are like, if a company makes money, extraction. Like, I can't believe they sold us a product. Extraction. Oh no, they're selling merch again. Extraction. It's like, you don't have to buy the next. Is Rec Drinks extracting by selling me delicious drinks that I will like have in replacement of alcohol to like give myself like a little bit of a pop at night to chill out? Like, is that extraction, or is that me actually buying a product I like? Like, we use it like based on where we like it, where we don't like it, based on brands we like and don't like. And I think reputation matters. And by the way, companies do need to consider past reputation when they put out announcements. That stuff matters. The point you're making though hammers home points we've been talking about communications. If I am MetaMask, I should like, I don't know who their lead comms person is, or if they have a lead comms person or whatever. And I'm by no means saying like, okay, we'd all do this better. There's restrictions you don't know about. If I'm MetaMask, I probably have a really detailed marketing communications plan to make this thing absolutely slap. I don't want it to be like based. MetaMask dropped a cool, like they dropped a cool AI graphic and therefore this is awesome. What I want to know like, what is this? What are the rewards? How does it work? Like, I think those things really matter. Oh, Jay says, these are suggestions. I'm not involved due to low volume on OpenSea. So Jay just trying to help us out here, and I'm going off on him. So thank you, Jay. I appreciate you looking for the words there. And I formally apologize to Jay for trying to help us out. I actually think deceptive.
I baited him there. I primed the attempt of the
I think we missed it because we didn't have the context that he was not making that as a statement. Like, I thought he was saying all of those things. All right, good. We're good with Jay. Handshake emoji. I thought we were getting, he's like, all of these horrible things. He's like, I'm just throwing out suggestions, man. No bad ideas in a brainstorm except those, apparently. So no, Jay, you're cool. But yeah, I mean, I think the MetaMask thing, it is frustrating. And I think the problem is, I think there's multiple conversations. I think they should be trying to introduce rewards programs. I think that's good. I think they should be transparent about the rewards programs. I think we need to have a realistic feeling that they're not going to be one to, whoa, like Flow Rewards. Flow's not handing me a laptop for me just existing on the platform. I need to do stuff and use it. So it matters. But I know we're at about 10:12. Can I share something lighthearted to end the show? Or do you have any more you want to hit on?
Only thing to end the show is you can now short Monad with 3x leverage on Lighter. I guess if you're a psychopath, you could long it at 12 billion, but I don't think there's any world where Monad stays at a $12 billion market cap.
Yeah.
It's pre-TGE, but it must be coming soon now that it's open for pre-trading. But I am going to be heading to Germany for a quick flight after the show, and I will be shorting that at full 3x leverage with anything I have left in that Lighter account that I've almost zeroed out, I think.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, like I've got a couple DMs on this. I'll respond to some of them. There's a fake Steve K. Bark account that gets out there. This happens from time to time. X makes it nearly impossible for the actual person to report fake accounts. Like when I would try to report these fake accounts in the past, it asked me for all sorts of information and driver's license and pictures. And then it's like, that wasn't a good enough quality. So anybody who sees it, please report it on my behalf, because me reporting it, X makes it really hard to get your scam accounts taken off. So please report that. I want to end it on something fun though, Cap. So Tut said for every like he was going to make Bread's butt bigger in this picture. Because everybody knows, if people don't know our guy Bread from Mega ETH, he takes pictures with his butt. He's very tattooed when he goes to beautiful locations. I actually started this meme, believe it or not, because Bread posted a picture of him from AI when ChatGPT was popular, and I added a butt to it, and he used it sometimes. Like sometimes when people are a pain in the ass to him, he posts his butt picture. So I actually kind of started the meme. Tut's taken off with it. He released a butt picture. So 5 likes, 10 likes, 15 likes, 20 likes, 25 likes. All right, getting bigger. It's like human with 30 likes, 35 likes, 40 likes, 45 likes, 50 likes, 55 likes, 60 likes, 70 likes. Now it's as big as a city. Now it's a little bit bigger in New York. Now it's in Central Park. Now it's taken over Manhattan. Eventually, when I went to bed last night, it was taking over the United States. Got a little bigger. So as of this morning, I believe where we're at, let me see if I can find the most recent one. He put the GM out there, but he said ending at 200 likes, but currently Bread's butt covering the United States. I thought it was a fun one. It's like a funny, like I'll make it bigger with every single one type thing. And like just watching him use like New York, then Central Park, and then like the United States. I thought it was a fun one. So some good, clean fun this morning to end the show.
Last thing, sorry to come over your ending of the show. I just saw this, and it is noteworthy. If you are a meme trader, if you're in the trenches and you're not on BNB right now, you're doing it wrong. Crocs, I'm talking to you. I think you're on BNB, but if not, you need to get over there. This is real data. Over 100,000 on-chain traders bought into new meme coins. 70% are in the profit. One wallet has made over 10 million, 40 have made over 100 or over a million, 900 wallets over 100K, 6,000 over 10K, and 21,000 have made $1,000 or more. Very different from the pump fund trenches numbers we've seen in the past. Big things happening on BNB. It is BNB season, and just wanted to share that. These are again real data coming out from BNB. The Solana trenches. I may this. I'm not even joking. This may cause me to rethink my Q4 major winner. I had recently said it was going to be Solana. And if they're going to lose the trenches to Binance and BNB, I will probably change that Q4 take.
Yeah, BNB cooking right now. And some funny content out there. I think Clemente and Sol Jakey towed the line really well with their like Sol Jakey got somebody who speaks Chinese who was like clearly really into crypto, who was his quant that he put up, and he was like reading the meme coins, and he'd be like, "What is this one?" And he's like, "That one means like something cat," and he's like, "All right, so we're buying." And like so Jakey, as if like again, like I find like content creation is Jakey's one of those people that's really polarizing for obvious reasons with everything that happened at the beginning of the year with the Solana trenches, and he never went away, so he didn't seem like he had anything to hide. Was on America's Got Talent as the mime that lets people hurt him, which was freaking out Howie Mandel, or Canada's Got Talent or whatever it was. Remember when that Ashton guy came out with the ASMR morning routine videos? Like Sol Jakey had the best. He actually got the ASMR right. It wasn't because so many people did a video and they didn't get the ASMR right, and it wasn't as funny. Like he had one where like he was getting like water and some ice falls on the fridge, and he like kicked it under, and he had ASMR for like kicking the ice cube under the fridge. Like he's a funny guy, and like his getting his like Chinese quant for BNB was kind of funny. Clemente had a funny one where he was like had some music playing in the background and was trying to some like sitar music, and he was trying to learn Chinese. So I don't know, just like good content out there coming out of it. I don't know what to make of BNB chain. I know we're ethnocentric in the US and we don't pay as close of attention. I wish I had just full port of BNB. I would be off on the beach somewhere right now. But we'll see what happens with that. I haven't played around there yet, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, like that one where he like gets his Chinese, but like it's just funny when you hear how he's going about it. Like he asks him a question of like what a meme coin is and like the volume, and then the guy translates for him and explains to him like what that meme coin means, and the guy gets crypto. So it's not just like he like got some Chinese translator he found on TaskRabbit to try to like explain something to him. The guy seems to understand crypto and what it is, I think, as he's understanding it. So it's just kind of a funny like I don't know. It's better content than a lot of people who are putting out low-hanging fruit content or any other things. And so, definitely some good stuff out there related to it. But
it's also like crime season on BNB. Just go forward knowing what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect about Aster volume, BNB volume. I want to say DeFi Llama took like Aster volume off for a period of time because they had some questions about it. So, just pay attention to all that stuff and be very, very careful of what you're doing as well. I know Bold Leonidas out there as well. I saw actually Art Chick of all people had a funny one with like this like bunch of like kids doing a dance as they walk forward, and it's like exit liquidity walking to BNB to Binance chain as they bridge over. So be careful out there and understand what you're getting into, and make sure you take care of yourself. But that said, Cap, let's send everyone off another day and hope that we get a StreamYard update that doesn't make my camera flash on the regular basis. Literally 0 flashes yesterday testing on StreamYard recording and testing on Zoom and testing on Google Meet. So this must be a thing to deal with StreamYard streaming specifically.
If not, Payne, we're going to have to shelve the newsletter bubble at the bottom and swap that out for a seizure warning.
Seizure warning for my screen. But look, Wednesday, getting through the day. Exciting day for sure. A lot of things to get to today, but appreciate everyone coming through this morning. Let's talk to everybody bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to have Andy from VFriends on. It's going to be a fun one at 9 a.m. So you're going to want to be tuned in for that. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.